Welcome back to another episode of the Hook It podcast. Once again, we are supported, literally, by Saks Underwear. And support is quite an important thing. You need it from your friends, your family, your employer, everybody as you go through this little life. But have you ever thought about how much support you get from your underwear? Saks Underwear make the most incredible and high-performance underwear on planet Earth. They are all antimicrodermal, which means they never smell. They feature anti-chafe seams, an anti-roll waistband. They're fitted around your major muscle groups, which means that you're never getting a wedgie, which is impeccably important. And obviously they feature their ballpark pouch, which is like an angel's hand cupping your nutsack all day. It's life-changing underwear. Go to saksunderwear.com to find out more. We are also, once again, supported by 35bikes.com. 35 Bikes are dedicated to bringing you the best bike components for the best prices. So if you ride trials, like a lot of you probably do, we have you covered. We have Magura, Hayes, brake pads, starting at just $6.99, and you can also get 20% off by entering promo code podcast at the checkout on 35bikes.com. Easy as that. That's the business out of the way. Let's hand over to O-Dub and get on with this podcast.
Hi, I'm Ollie Wilkins, and this is the Hook It podcast. Hold tight, freshers. Okay.
What is up, podcast family? Welcome back to another episode of the Hook It podcast. Today we're on episode number 52 with Ali Clarkson. Before we crack on, I want to say a huge thank you for everyone for stopping by and checking out another episode. If you're a new listener, then welcome. And if you've been around for a while, then obviously thank you for your continued support. It's been a wild weekend over at the Malverns Classic. Crazy to meet some people again. It's been 3 weeks on the road up to now. So Fort William, Keswick Mountain Festival, Malverns Classic, and then, in a very random turn of events, I am heading out to Crankworx Leger on Wednesday to cover Crankworx on a podcast, which is going to be wild. More to follow on our social media, but I'm going to be doing some behind-the-scenes stuff from Crankworx, which is going to be, I can't even believe it. Thank you again to you guys for the support, for making stuff like this happen. It's all because of you guys. So, I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet. I'm pretty beat, got a lot of stuff going on, and pretty much need to pack a bag and get the hell out of here pretty soon. So, without further ado, let's welcome to the podcast, Mr. Ali Clarkson. All right, we're recording. All right,
Awesome.
Dude. I guess quick intro. We have finally managed to meet, me and Ali, in one place, in a camper van at the Malverns Classic, and I guess I should probably do a quick apology to anyone listening to this because I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like, and we haven't done a great deal of preparation because I wasn't sure if we were going to do this. So, apologies to anybody listening straight off, but. On today's podcast, we have Mr. Ali Clarkson.
How's it going?
Yeah,
Clarkson,
good.
As I always say, as in Jeremy Clarkson, but no relation.
Clarkson. Okay, unfortunate. Awesome to finally sit down and have a chat.
Likewise, it's good to get this
coming.
into fruition.
It's weird, as soon as you press record, it's like so strange for a little while.
Yeah.
But it goes, trust me. It goes. I always have it, like I have this little joke of everyone that comes on, I'm like, you'll sit and chat for like Darren, the guy from Crankworx we just had on. Sit and chat for like 15-20 minutes and I'm like, right, I'm going to press button and start recording, and you're like, Why's it got awkward all of a sudden? Like nothing's changed. There's just a button's been pressed. It's weird.
Like I said earlier, I point a camera at myself nearly every day, and now it's not even a camera. It's just my voice. It's
just this machine.
The nerves start.
Darren said that as well. He's like, "Oh, I'm nervous all of a sudden." I'm like, "Dude, it is what it is. Just chill.
Nah, it's all good.
But now, dude, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Finally getting to sit down, have a chat. Cool location.
Well, it's really cool to put a face to a voice.
Yeah,
I've been listening away, and
it's appreciated.
Great to meet you.
You know that's appreciated, dude. It's good to finally meet you at Fort William, and yeah, it's weird. Like as you can probably tell as well. Another apology for people listening. My voice is going because I'm talking to people constantly while I'm here. It like haven't stopped since Thursday. Which is nice.
Have you insured your voice? Have you ever thought about that?
No, not at all. What I should have.
I don't know. That's what voice actors do, isn't it?
Yeah, they have like actual big followings. I don't know. I might get a tenner for it or something.
Yeah, one to look out for.
Yeah, maybe in the future.
Yeah, you never know where these podcasts will go. You're getting pretty big time already.
If anyone's listening who's got like a insurance company who wants to insure my voice, then reach out. I'm gonna have to claim pretty quick, I think. I've got a claim in tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, yeah, great. Finally sat down. For everyone listening, we're at the Melbourne's Classic. It's a really cool event. The 4 cross eliminators going on at the minute. You just did Lake.
The TRP Lake.
Yeah. How did you get
on? Good. I didn't get wet.
Oh, awesome.
I almost did.
Right.
I was sure I was going in. It got way.
Is it pretty like?
See, the bobbing wasn't so bad.
Right.
But it had way more lateral side to side than I was expecting. Okay. I saw some ropes going from it to the banking. Yeah. And I didn't look, but I was sure that some people on the banking had hold of this rope and were giving it a good tug. I was almost in. I was like, I don't know how we recovered it. I've got it on my GoPro, and it's just like, yeah, he's going in, and then I managed to get it back and get across. So.
Awesome. I went for a run yesterday morning, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna go for a swim in the lake. And I looked at it, I was like, I ain't going in that lake. No way, it looks pretty stagnant.
It is, interesting colour of green.
Yeah, it doesn't look nice, does it? I stood at the edge of it, took my shoes off, I was like...
Really, you got that far?
Yeah, I don't need to go in here today. Not at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning or Friday morning, whatever.
Well, a few other people who were trying it, they did go for a swim.
Really?
Yeah, shallower than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
stood up?
Waist deep.
Oh, like soggy as well.
One person, he went in, like, front wheel face first. Obviously he was fine. Then he couldn't get his bike out. His front wheel had gone into, I don't know how deep the mud
it is underneath.
Yeah, it was like having to give it
a nasty seaside resort.
A right good tug.
But it's such a cool event, man.
Yeah, it is.
Real cool. Like,
were you here for the originals back in the day?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, you're younger than me.
Yeah, how old are you?
34.
I'm 31.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I don't remember the originals at all. But it's nice to hear stories of people that have been here before. I've heard a lot of stories.
I think the last Malvern's Classic happened pretty much the year I got interested.
Right, okay.
And then I kind of had a few back issues of magazines, and they had all these rad pictures of people doing slalom and
I've heard some gnarly stories while we've been here about things that used to go on at this like area.
What, party-wise?
Party-wise, like fires, like all sorts of stuff's gone on here.
That sounds like fun, man.
Sounds amazing.
I don't think that's...
Last night sounded pretty tame. Like
we are. This side is the family car park.
Yeah.
This is the boring old people's car park. So there is the one at the other side, which is
a bit looser.
Yeah.
I've been in both now. That side's definitely looser. Definitely. I spent some time with Rat yesterday, and yeah, it's wild over there. But I was good last night, man. I was good.
Yeah.
2 beers. Bed at 11:45. I might
know,
switch it up a little bit tonight, though. I think.
I was going to say, in your 30s when...
when you're just like, looking at time, like, I might go to bed.
To be fair, I've always been more of a quieter...
Have you?
Yeah.
You seem quite reserved.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I'd say I'm more on the shy side.
Right.
Which is funny, because I point a camera at myself every day.
Yeah. That is funny. Well, yeah, we'll come round to that, though. I want to talk to you about vlogging in a bit, but... Usually I like to start these off, as you probably know, by getting some backstory, a little bit of history about you and all that sort of stuff.
Goodness.
All the fun stuff. So, let's how did you first get into, did you get into mountain biking first, or did you get into trials, or how?
I got into biking. My bike I got happened to be a mountain bike.
Right.
I wouldn't say I classed myself as a mountain biker, I rode it the same as if I'd got a BMX.
Right.
So it was more of a a bike I could just go and get my freedom on.
Sick.
Where I grew up was quite hilly, but I never really utilised it as a full cross country. I was like 12 or 13. I just like doing tricks.
Right. Okay.
So the whole reason I got a bike was because my brother, who was 6 years older than me, he had not like a big passion, but a relative interest in cycling.
He was into it.
Yeah, and he, for one of his later years in high school, went on a cycling trip to Bolivia.
Right, okay.
And for that, he ended up getting, I can't remember the model name, but it was like a Trek 9000 or something. It was a fully rigid bike. It was like probably like a 94 model or something like that.
Right.
And I saw that bike and I was like, that is the coolest bike I've ever seen in my life. I was like a proper influential little kid. And I was like, oh my God, this thing is incredible. I was like, one day I'm going to have a bike as good as that.
Yeah.
And he'd kind of got magazines by this point, so I was reading his magazines. And eventually, a few years later, I ended up getting my first like decent
bike.
Like a 1996 GT Avalanche.
Oh, dude, I had one of those.
Oh, they're so cool. Cool. I've seen some bikes around here. It's like, looks, because there's a lot of retro bikes here.
Yeah, there's a lot of retro bikes kicking
I've seen some bikes here. I'm like, that looks. I almost had to run someone down and go, oh my God, I need to have a go.
How much?
Yeah. So I got it in 97, so it was reduced.
Okay.
And it was better than my brother's bike. I was like, got you. So not that we really had like a sibling rivalry, but I was pretty happy to I think by this point his kind of interest in bikes had weaned off a little bit.
All right.
So I had this bike. It was like an 18-inch frame. I was this little
your dad like, I'll buy a bigger one, you'll grow into it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And it was fantastic. You know, it had cantilever brakes. I think it had 23-inch wide cross-country bars, 150mm stem, and triple chainring with like 1.95 tyres. I loved that bike. It was brilliant. And I rode the hell out of that bike.
And where did you grow up then?
Hebden Bridge in West Yorkshire.
Ah, of course, yeah.
You know it?
Yeah.
And Blazing Saddle.
Blazing Saddle, nice place, man. That's nice down there.
I worked in there for a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, maybe we can touch on that in a bit
Alan?
later. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Those guys are cool. Got this bike, and it just so happened I had a small group of friends, maybe like 3 or 4 of us, and they all kind of got semi-decent bikes as well, and we all just went out and had fun on bikes as kids do, I guess. And rather than go up into the mountains, we just, how big a pavement can you get up?
Right.
How big a wall can you get up?
Right.
Can you get up this really short, steep banking? Can you? We just challenged each other, like how far can you wheelie? What's the biggest skid you can do? We went through so many tyres.
It's flat spots.
So we just like would challenge each other like that, and how many back hops can you do on the back wheel, and so it went from curbs to then small walls, and we didn't think we were doing any discipline. We were just going out.
Oh, really? Fun. Right.
And then I think it was an NBR magazine, and it had an article in it with Martin Ashton doing a competition over in Silsden, Addingham Moorside, which is kind of just over. I say just over. It's like a couple of hills away from where I grew up.
Right.
And I kind of saw these guys and they're doing stuff which I was doing. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually a thing.
That's crazy.
I didn't realise, but I was like, cool. Well, I'm a trials rider then. That's what I do. Like there is actually a type of sport that you can do, and competitions for doing tricks on bikes. And I was like, that is amazing. I was like,
that's cool.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if it had been a BMX, if I'd got a BMX, or if I'd seen a BMX magazine, perhaps it'd be like, oh my God, that's why I wanted it. Yeah. So it just so happened I saw trials.
Just fell into it almost.
Yeah. So I could have been a BMXer. Who knows? So I saw that, and it had a phone number for a club, which was the Yorkshire Tykes back then.
Right.
So got my mum to phone them up, and within like the day of getting this magazine, I joined this trials competition club.
Wow.
I had no idea what the rules were.
Same bike.
Yeah, completely.
No changes to it.
No changes to it. Triple chainring, everything. Cantilever brakes, and myself and one of my friends went, and it was on Addingham Moorside, the same place. I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this in the magazine. This is awesome. And I think it was in January, adding a moorside is a pretty high up the hill in Yorkshire in January. It was sideways snow at times.
Oh my God.
It was freezing, and I can't remember if it was my mum or my dad that took me to that one, but fair play to them. They took me to this windy, cold, potentially muddy hillside and hung out for the day. And I think my friend beat me at that one. I think I came 13th.
Okay.
And he came like a place or two better than me. This is like in the absolute beginner category.
Yeah.
I think there was like 15 people in that category. So I wasn't...
You're near the bottom.
Near the bottom, yeah. I didn't exactly do well, but I was like, you know what, this is awesome. I really like this.
That's cool.
And yeah, just ended up doing more and more competitions. I did a year's worth of competition on that bike.
Really?
Yeah.
No changes?
I think I added or took off a chainring.
Right.
I think. That was maybe it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did a year's worth of competitions. That my results got better, and I actually came third overall.
Wow.
In that first year.
Sick.
Which again, this is like baby category. This is like you have to ride up a small rock, turn left, ride down. This is like
nothing like what you see now. Like,
no. So if the audience is thinking like Charles Compson, this is like proper old school, just like
it's like cycling proficiency.
Yeah, you didn't have to go on one or the other wheel. You could do everything on both wheels. You could roll pretty much everything. So this was like pretty basic stuff. And yeah, just that was the bug well and truly
really
bitten me, and
carried
on doing that for many years
till now.
Yeah, well, I did 12 years of competitions altogether.
Right.
And to be fair, I mean, I'm not sure I want to go into the details now or later, but I didn't necessarily get bored of it. I think I would have carried on, but the bikes evolved so much that they began to not feel like bikes.
Right, that's interesting. Right, okay.
And you kind of needed to ride this new generation of extreme geometry bikes.
Yeah.
The bottom brackets are like plus 60 centimeters. Super long stems. And I really struggled. I'm a fairly old school rider. I like to do things on both wheels and only go on one wheel if I have to, because it's to me it's kind of like a waste of energy if you're back hopping on the back wheel.
Right.
I only want to do that if I can't do it from both wheels, then I'll go on the back wheel because.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. It's just watching Chris Haycrick and stuff. He does everything from two wheels, and just watching Martin and Hans Ray. They're all kind of two wheel stuff. So I kind of like that as well. Not to say that I didn't do back wheel stuff as well, but.
Do you think that's like an older style of riding? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
The new school was a bit more like set up hops, all that sort of
exactly, stuff. Exactly. Yeah. New school riding, like they don't spend much time in a competition on both wheels.
Yeah.
The bikes don't feel natural on both wheels. The bikes are set up so extreme that they're either on the front wheel because the stems are so long, so your weight's over the front, or you're on your back wheel because the handlebars are tipped so far forward that they're only the correct angle once you're on the back wheel.
Right.
So they if you were riding on both wheels, they just felt super unnatural.
Yeah.
So I didn't like riding those types of bikes, and to be competitive, you kind of needed to. So I was like, you know what, I kind of
ditch it.
Yeah, and at the same time as that happened, Inspired Bikes, who I kind of knew the owner. Well, I have friends with the owner. He had come out with a 24-inch 4-play, which Danny had been running McCaskill.
Right.
And then he said to me, he's like, I'm developing a 26-inch version. Do you want to test it? And I was like, yeah, of course, man. It was like, kind of, it's not really my thing, but, I'll give it a good blast.
Yeah.
And built that bike up. Loved it.
Really?
Absolutely. Never touched literally, from the first day I built up that street bike, never touched my comp bike again.
Right.
Didn't even put my legs over it.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight transition.
Yeah. I was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is, I can roll it, I can bunny hop it, I can manual it, I can go to the skate park on it.
And was there anyone else riding those things then at that time, or did you almost create that genre of riding?
Oh, well, that's a whole... it's where to start. It is kind of a genre of riding, but it isn't something I definitely did not have any creation of it at all.
Right, okay.
Essentially, my first pure trials bike was a Pashley.
Oh man, they were so sick back in the day.
Amazing.
Dude, I used to proper lust over a Pashley. We've been talking about it today quite a bit, because it's like I said, there's loads of retro bikes kicking around, and I've seen stuff that I'm like, Yeah, I used to lust after that as a kid. Like, I saw a DDG shooter today. I was
really?
like,
From Super Cycles.
Yeah, I used to perv over those things when I was young. And you see it now, you're like,
Yeah. So, my first pure, open quotes, pure trials bike, because back then they were pure trials bikes, but they had seats and they had short wheelbases. And that a pure competition trials bike in 1998 is a street trials bike now. So it's gone in one massive circle. So they started like Martin Ash, and his bikes were always quite short with a seat. Yep. They looked like bikes. And then they kind of evolved. The seats, the frames got lower, seats got smaller. You got these little plastic mini seats. Then the seats went away completely. The frames just became like one straight line. Became longer so that you could like tap. There's like a move where you tap your front wheel. Longer bikes better for that. You can reach further. So eventually the bikes evolved. I guess a bit like moto trials bikes have.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Yeah. But street trials riding has kind of always been there, and now it's kind of come back thanks to Danny and Inspired and stuff. Yeah. And now street trials bikes have come with a full circle, and they've got shorter. The seats have come back. The frames have got bigger.
Right.
So it's
a bit more normal looking.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's funny how what was a competition bike back in the day is now a street trials bike.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty weird. But go on.
It's funny how a few of the comp trials riders, a lot of them are really cool. I've got massive. I did competition trials for 12 years. I've got massive respect for people who do comp bikes. I love it. I watch the competition trials live when it's sometimes live streams. Yeah, so I've got a massive place in my heart and always will for comp trials. But some of the riders don't like street trials.
Right. Is there a bit of a divide there? Is there a bit of a snobbery?
Yeah. They kind of feel like, the sport is the competition stuff.
Yeah.
And Danny and bikes having seats, that's not promoting the sport. You're promoting big BMXs, as they call it.
Interesting.
So a lot of them don't like the street trial stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, a street trials bike is as pure as trials bike you can get. It's like surely the essence of trials is you have to ride whatever is put in front of you. And if Japan used to do it, put a half pipe in front of you. On a modern day competition trials bike, they'd be stuffed.
Yeah.
And one brilliant section they did in a Japanese World Trials.
Japanese like high end at trials or something? Is that where it's at?
Yeah, like the Japanese are flipping in. They've got some insane riders out there.
I didn't know that. Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Right.
And they used to make these absolutely insane sections back in the day, like properly like they'd put boards on ropes that you had to hop on and then it would swing about the place and you had to balance on it while it's swinging.
Like circus riding.
Exactly. And, like go on to like spinning barrels and stuff. So they used to make these really wild things.
And we're not doing that sort of stuff over here.
No, we're not.
Just those guys just getting wild.
Yeah. And one time they had one section. It was on a BMX racetrack, and it was timed.
Okay.
And if you managed to get to a certain distance or complete it in a certain, you'd get a clean, which is the best you can do.
Yeah.
And the slower you were, the certain checkpoints, you got the extra points. So I kind of assuming people know the rules of trials here. Like it's like golf.
Let's run through them just in case.
Let's just say the good analogy that Martin Nationals used to use is it's like golf. You want to get the fewest points at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So they had this BMX racetrack, and you had to just try and do it as fast as you can.
Okay.
And try and.
And it was timed in between sections.
Yeah. So, say if you managed to do the whole track in 30 seconds, you'd get 0 points.
Right.
Which is the best you can do.
Yeah.
If you got to a certain checkpoint, but you didn't make it to the finish, you get 4 points.
Right.
Or whatever. So.
Right.
Like that. So on a competition trials bike these days. They just, like competition trials bikes, they just won't be able to do it. They can't, to be fair, competition trial bikes can do insane stuff. The level of riding right now is nuts. But the bikes are so specialist.
Yeah, for even rolling down the road, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I remember I had an Onza as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And like you, maybe I just used to like do back hops. I don't know why. I just used to do loads of back hops. It was like the most useless thing ever, really. Just stood up still doing back hops and you and your mates. But how many can you do? Like 150. Like why? Like there's no point in it at all. But there's this like rumour going around all the time that you couldn't go above a certain mile an hour because the freewheel would just blow up. So I never rode it anywhere, dude. Like literally used to come out my dad's, like where my dad used to live, just ride along that road a little bit. Like, nah, I'm not going down a hill. I don't want the freewheel to blow up. Restricted to like one road for a few years. It's weird. That's cool bike though. I learned you learn loads of like.
Was that a little 20-inch wheeled one as well?
Yeah. I can't remember the model name of it though.
Was it a T Pro, T Mag, T Master?
Yeah, it was. Oh, it might have been a T Pro. Maybe rings a bell.
T-Bird.
Might have been a T-Bird. It was definitely a T something. Definitely a T something. But
I'm impressed. Sorry, I'm impressed myself with remembering the names.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, the fact you said T, I'm like, yeah, it's one of those. It's on the T. Yeah, I don't know. It was one of them anyway. It was cool. My dad, it was cool. I just got it off. I don't know, out of the ad mag or something like that. It's like it's like the old school Craigslist or whatever, eBay.
See the little 20-inch trials bikes. They're a whole different thing, aren't they? They're like the most bizarre. Little
pretty useless, really. Apart from trials.
Yeah, they're good at hopping over stuff.
Yeah. I couldn't do it though. I just did back hops, mate. I was like back hop champion at like Sheffield. Just doing hundreds of them.
I had a Monty X-Lite
20. X-Hydra.
Oh, was it?
That's what it was called.
That's a Monty.
That's what I had.
You had a Monty?
Yeah,
okay,
I didn't have I had a Monty X-Hydra. That's what I had.
Cool.
There you go.
My best friend at the time growing up, I think, he had an X-Hydra. Was that the steel-framed one?
I can't remember. I have no idea. It was like chrome looking, like red stem. It's pretty pin, man. It's pretty pin.
They're cool. I actually spent a year riding the little 20-inch X-Lite.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, no. I started on 26 and my heart's kind of always been 26, even though I did ride 24 for quite a while as well. But,
all right.
Yeah, I've always kind of been more, the bigger wheels are more suited for me.
Yeah. So tell me about your competition years then of riding trials. Like, obviously that was from what age? Like 13, 14, something like that, did you say?
Yeah, I think...
So quite a long time riding...
I could probably work this out. Maths
Let's do it, man.
is really not my strong point. 1997, I think was the first year I started doing comps.
Okay.
So I was 16, 2000, so 13.
Yeah, 13 years. So you did it for 13 years, riding that?
Yeah, about 12 or 13 years. I don't exactly remember the last competition I did.
And how high did you get?
Fairly high.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some British Championships in your belt, or?
One.
Yeah?
But not at the top category. I was British champion in 2005.
Okay.
In expert category.
Sick.
Undisputed. I won every round that year, which was awesome. Yeah. And I'm gonna blow my own horn here. I'd say that was the toughest year.
Was it?
That was when they had the biggest turnouts, and they had some tough competition that year. Right. There were some good riders like Wayne Muhammad, Adam Wilson.
Shout out these guys.
Yeah.
Go on, more. I don't know.
No, those guys were they were fairly local, like Yorkshire guys, and they were always the guys that were kind of winning in my category and stuff. And they put up a fight. They were tough.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was a good year. And then what happened after that? 2006, I did the World Championships.
Right.
This is BIU, so there's two governing bodies, BIU and UCI.
Right.
They have slightly different rules. Probably I won't bore you with the differences. But I did the BIU Worlds, and I came third overall, again in expert categories. This wasn't the top category, but I won one of the rounds, which was that was good.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool because my mum and dad had driven me out. This is in France.
So you did a bit of travelling as well with it.
Yeah. So that one, we drove out with my parents. We went to Spain first, and then France, and then I went off with some of the other riders to Singapore and Japan. Right.
Did they used to run them at the same time as the motorcycle trials events or not?
No, these are completely separate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For some reason I seem to remember that happening, but that might just be me getting skewed. I don't know why.
So yeah, and then I think I came second overall in the British Champs in the top category. Okay. That's the best I did then. And that was against, I think Ben Savage won.
Right.
And to be fair, he was he was head and shoulders better than me. He was always, he was younger than me, and I remember we'd kind of go up the ranks, and he was always, I don't think I ever beat him. Right. Yeah, it was I was so infuriated. I always wanted to beat him, but I never could. So yeah, I think the year I came second, he won overall. Okay. Then I had a dab at the UCI World Champs.
And is that one known as being harder, or is it just literally two governing bodies?
It's two governing bodies. UCI Yeah, they're known to be a little bit more hardcore.
Right.
The main rules are you're not allowed to rest your pedals on anything. In BIU, you can touch your pedals or a bash guard or
and almost stall.
Yeah, so you can have a rest.
Yeah, get your composure, move on.
Yeah, in UCI, the only thing your bike that can touch the section or stage is your tires.
Right.
You're not allowed to rest your pedal or bash guard. If you do, you get extra points against you.
Right.
So they're kind of a little bit more difficult in that. If you need to get up a rock, you have to get all the way up the rock. You can't just hop halfway and hook your pedal over the top.
Yeah.
And then like scrape your bike up.
Yeah.
You have to get clean to tires. So a little bit more difficult in that, but I quite like that in that it's more pure to me. It's like, you should always aim to get your tires.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you're saying, you're not too into like set up hops and all that sort of similar sort of thing, right? Like
like if you're gonna get up a wall, you may as well try and get all of your bike up the wall.
Yeah, it's like half-assing something.
So the UCI, that's the main. There are some other rules. I think there's some different time limits and stuff like that. Entered the UCI Worlds. I'm not sure if I entered every round. I think I just did 2 or something. But we went to Germany, and actually, you have to qualify to get into the finals. There's like a qualification, semi-finals, then a final.
Yeah.
And I'd made it to the semi-finals a couple of times, but then, like the UCI guys, they are seriously good.
Really.
And still are. Like the UCI is now like the main.
Okay. Like, is the other one still running?
The other one is still running, but I think I'm not. I haven't. I feel bad. I haven't really. Looked up or kept in touch with it too much. There is like the world champs, I think, still. But the UCI is kind of like the main one. And there's still like the UCI world champs and stuff, the World Cup. And so this time I got into the final. And I think I was the second ever British person to get into the UCI final. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't think I'd ridden particularly well, so I think everyone else maybe just had a really bad day or something. But,
Give over.
But I was like, how has this happened? I was like, what do I do? What happens now? The funny thing is, I was so sure I wasn't going to get into the finals. I booked a flight home. Like my flight home, I had to leave like when the finals were on to go and get the flight.
You were that sure you weren't going to make it.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
It was like I was so. It was so unlikely that I was going to get to the final that I was like, you know what?
Just dismissed it totally. It's cheaper flight. Like I get that one.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, what do I do? I was like, do I miss my flight and just ride the finals? Because like this is the once in a lifetime opportunity. And one of my main rivals, I'm not going to mention any names. He normally beat me. Is that
got a guest appearance.
Yeah. Is that something? Sorry.
It's all right. Cameo. Who we got? Who's at the door?
Who we got here? How's it going?
Are you right?
Not so bad. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
I think this is actually bad time. We're actually filming We're doing a podcast. We're right in the middle of it.
Posh. Right,
yeah.
Okay. Well, you got me to it then.
I feel really bad turning you away.
That's
but
right.
Sorry.
Thanks, man.
As usual.
Come back in an hour or 2. I don't know
Yeah,
how long
yeah,
it's going to take.
yeah.
Have a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Nice one. Cheers.
Cheers, dude. Who was the cameo appearance?
This is. I probably should mention. I'm so bad with remembering names. I am so bad. It's on the tip of my tongue. I met him earlier. You mentioned his name. I forgot. Then my friend Mark came along, and he was like, I described him, and he's like, he got something Holdsworth.
Okay.
It's
alright, it doesn't matter.
This is like,
it's all good when it's out. It doesn't matter.
It's like remembering people's names.
Yeah, I'm terrible with it.
It's the bane of my life.
Really? In fact, no, I'm not. I'm OCD with names and email addresses. I'm like, weird, really strange with email addresses.
It's like, it's
don't
funny.
know why.
There's like back in the comp days, my mum, like, she was great. She used to take me to all the comps. She would observe the section, so she was one of the judges, taking score on one like individual stages, and she would be like, "Oh, I had this rider around, and he did such and such," and I'd be like, "Oh, who?" She's like, "Oh, you know the one who's got like the freckles and the dark hair or something." I'd be like, I don't know.
So you reckon it's your mum's fault?
No, it's like she was great. She knew who to do it. I just didn't know people's names. Like I did comps for years and I still didn't know people's names.
Right.
But I knew their bikes. So I'm like, Mum, what bike was he riding?
What colour?
Yeah. And she'd be like, I have no idea. I'm like, oh, well. It's going to remain a mystery then.
Yeah. Funny.
Anyway, where were we? Rival.
Yeah, rival. Yeah, remain nameless.
Yeah, so my nearest rival, who, to be fair, he was like Ben Savage. He nearly always beat me. I think I beat him like a couple of times, and every time I did, I was like, yes. I beat him that time.
Right.
And I think they were really trying to persuade me to get my flight back, because if I left, they would get into the final.
Really?
Yeah, so they were trying to like almost scare me into, if you miss your flight,
that's naughty, that, like,
yeah,
isn't it?
So they were like really trying to persuade me. I was like, that made me stay. I was like, no, you know what? No.
F you.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm staying now. Like, sod that flight. Like, I'll walk home if I need to.
Yeah, I'll ride home.
Yeah.
Take a while, but I'll get there.
Fortunately, another rider, Andre Burton, who is a cool guy. He, again, is an absolutely amazing rider, still is absolutely amazing rider. He nearly always beat me. I think maybe that was the first time or only time that I beat him. I can't remember. I wasn't taking tabs, but he really kindly offered to drive me home because he had driven there. So he was like, it's coming in the van with us. So I was like,
that's cool. That's cool.
So then, yeah, got into the final, came last in that.
Doesn't matter. Finals final, man.
Yeah.
Finals final.
But yeah, there was 8 people in the final, so I got 8th in the UCI.
Amazing.
And in the UCI World Cup, which
Amazing.
is like, I was like, that's the best. That's like almost a better result than any of the BIU World Champs that I did.
Yeah.
It's coming 8th in the world against the best riders. I was like, yes.
Dude, awesome.
So that put my number plate at the next race to 14.
Right.
So 14th overall in the world was like the best I got.
Wow. That's killer, dude. That's killer. And what sort of sport were you getting around then?
I was... Well, when I was doing the British Champs, the first time I won the British Champs, I was riding a global. It's like, again, this is one thing I'm famous for, is bad memory. Yeah. I needed to do a Martin Strum.
You needed to do a soda stream, that's what it's called now.
I need to just write down.
You just tell me like what you want to talk about. Yeah. It was amazing.
That was a brilliant podcast.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
I've never met him, but it seems like such a cool guy. Man.
Amazing.
So I was supported by a local shop called Ride On, who are still going in Rottenstall, Bacup. Those guys are awesome. Craig.
Okay. I don't know them. I'm pretty good with shops, but yeah, I don't know that one.
They were really cool. Like, really, I've got to give them kudos, man. I was just this random kid who rode trials, and they offered to make me a titanium frame. They had the brand called Global, who made, and it must have been a great expense, but yeah, they made me this titanium frame. Wow. It was amazing. And rode that, and I think it was that, maybe I swapped halfway through the year. So I was either on the Global Titanium, so I got like a free bike off them, which was awesome. I was like, and then I was sponsored by Martin Ashton, which was like a dream come true. I was like, Martin Ashton was like my idol.
Wow,
he was like one of the first people I saw in a magazine. Yeah. Saw Chain Spotting, and I was like, yes.
Wow.
My idol.
So he set up a team, did he?
Yeah, he had Team Ashton. So that's when he had his own bikes. Yeah. And I was on his team for a bit.
Is that like fully supported? You know what I mean?
It was fairly casual, to be honest. Like, no contract signed. I don't think I've signed a contract in my life.
Right.
He just gave me products, a frame, mainly. So I was so bad that I can't remember which bike I won the British Champs on, but it was either the Ashton or the Global. Okay. It was one or the other. And I must also do a massive shout out to Barbara Wright, who had a bike shop called Clean Bikes. Okay. Who were a Monty importer, and it was her son, my first Monty Trials bike, Chris Wright. It was his bike. I got second hand off him. Right. So that was my little Monty. So I kind of bought his bike off him. It was awesome. And watching him at comps, he was kind of a bit of an idol as well. He was only like a year or so older than me, but I was like, he could do insane riding. Right. So yeah, it was actually Chris, I think, who started this Clean Bikes shop, and then I think eventually he, lost interest in bikes, and then Barbara took over, and fair play to her, like the competition side of things, even though her son left the riding scene, she carried on. She ran the shop. She ran all the competitions.
Right.
Like, she sacrificed so much of her time, and I probably never told her how much I appreciate, like, how much.
Well, hopefully she's listening. Man. That's crazy.
Fair. Like, without her, there wouldn't have been a comp scene.
Right. What? Really?
Yeah. Like, there were people before her, but they ended up leaving, and Barbara. There were other people who helped her, Barbara, for sure, but Barbara was like
top dog.
Yeah, like, she was brilliant, and she supported me for Monty. So she gave me Monty full bikes. She was my first sponsor.
Right.
For clean bikes.
Clean bikes.
Yeah, back in the day, that was like 2001 or 2.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
So yeah, competition wise, it was mainly just I've never had a paying sponsor, certainly not back then, and it was really helpful to get support from those guys. But doing the world champs, I then started working at a bike shop called Tarty Bikes.
Oh really? You worked there? Did you?
Yeah,
right,
I worked there, so I got like staff discount and stuff.
Adam and Stan, those guys are cool.
Yeah, I actually stopped off at Tarty Bikes on the drive down.
Did you?
Yeah,
cool, man.
Come and say hi to the guys.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great little shop.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
I worked there for 4 years or something. I think I worked there for.
Right.
So while I was working there, I had the pick of all the best.
Yeah, of course.
All the best gear and stuff.
Yeah, obviously they're a specialist trials bike shop.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Did they used to import? No, they were just an inspired dealer. I always get that confused.
Well, when I started, I was the second employee at Tarty Bikes after Stan.
Okay.
When I started working at Tarty Bikes, there were 2 owners. So there was Adam and Dave Cleaver.
Right.
And Dave then left Tarty Bikes and started Inspired.
Right. Okay. Right.
So
got
Tarty Bikes, obviously, well, they know Dave super well. So we became a Tarty Bikes
sort of like
supplier.
store and stuff. Right. Oh, that makes sense.
So and I think that's pretty much until I stopped riding trials. I guess Tarty Bikes was. Again, my memory's so bad. I really hope I'm not forgetting someone, because if the last thing I'd want is not to give anyone credit for helping me out. So if I've forgotten anyone, sorry guys.
Yeah, that's cool though, man. Good little timeline. I'm into it. So going from so finishing riding competition trials.
Yep.
To what happened then? How come we're here where we are now?
Oh goodness,
Was there a break in between? Like, did you not ride for a bit,
no,
or did you just?
I've always ridden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the bug well and truly.
Have you?
Yeah. Okay, so I finished riding. Well, I kind of had been. I got myself an Inspired 24-inch while I still had a comp bike, and I kind of dabbled in the street riding, but I was rubbish at it.
Okay.
Competition trials riding can teach a lot of bad habits. And I took all of those bad habits and tried to ride street, and I was the most awkward looking rider.
Really?
It was. I think there's still some footage online somewhere of me
We'll find it.
Yeah, trying to ride street, but not really getting street.
Okay. Why did you stop riding comp then?
Again, I've been doing it for a while.
Right, burn out a little bit.
Bikes were getting too extreme.
Yeah.
Got this cool new Inspired. It was the first prototype Hex trials, 26-inch version of the 4-plate, and it just brought the fun back into riding again.
Right.
Like I said, I've been dabbling in street a little bit.
Yeah.
That's it. When I got the Hex, I think that was this prototype Hex. That was just after Danny's video went big time, and that video was amazing. I was like,
for sure.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
So then I started riding more and more street, and then I actually started to kind of get street a little bit more. Competition trials is quite static.
Yeah.
There's lots of jerky motions where street is more fluid.
A bit fluid, yeah.
Competition trials tends to make people spin opposite or goofy for a lot of stuff. So eventually I kind of had to unlearn. I span one way, so then I had to unlearn that way and spin the other way. Okay. And this is all I can talk ages about the etiquette of street.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. I've had lots of interesting discussions online.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I've given constructive feedback when it wasn't necessarily asked for and stuff. But yeah. I started riding street, and then Danny's video, obviously, he went super viral, and he'd been riding demos for a number of years for the Clan. Okay. Now he was so famous, he was being asked to go on this TV show, he was asked to go on their meetings, so he was too busy to do the shows. And he'd kind of seen some of my previous videos online. We'd never really spoken, but we knew of each other.
So you were just filming edits, and because this is like early days of edits as well, isn't it?
I wouldn't really say they were edits. I just
filming riding.
I just had bits and bobs online.
Right.
He seen these, and he got in touch with me and said, "Yo, I'm thinking of leaving the Clan, but we need someone to replace me. I think you'd be a good fit for the team." And I was like, "Yeah."
Right.
I'd wanted to do demos for ages, ever since working at Tyre Bikes and having demo riders pop in during the day. I'm like, "You lucky bastards! Like, you can just midday just come and mosey in and chill out and do
doing the 9 to 5 thing."
Yeah,
right?
I was like, I want to do that.
That's cool. So were you still working at Tyre Bikes at the same time?
Yeah.
You were still there?
I was still working at Tyre Bikes.
Yeah.
And then Danny's said, shows are in Scotland. This was the shop's in Preston.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour drive to kind of Glasgow area where the hub, was in the Borders, I guess. Okay. And so I was like, cool, sign me up. Actually, the first ever show I ever did, the Clan used to have an initiative where we would go around as part of Scottish cycling we'd do tours around the schools.
Okay, yeah.
We called it the Riders Tour.
Right.
And this was like a month on the road. So the first ever show I did, I drove up, met everyone on the team for the first time, got on a ferry to the Orkneys.
Right, wow.
So the first show I ever did was up in the Orkney Islands.
No way.
And it was rad. And I'd learned how to do backflips like a year or two earlier. And Ian, who ran the Clan, was like, "You can do backflips, can't you?" And I hadn't done one for years. I'm like, "Yeah." And it was like, we had as part of it wasn't
like a jump box.
We had a jump box, so we had like a BMX there as well as trials.
Yeah.
And this first show, the first thing I did was go and try the jump box. And I messed it up so badly. I went straight. I went up. If you hit a jump, you just nosedive.
Yeah.
So I went. The first thing I ever did on the show was I eat crap over this jump box, and Ian was like, "Can you actually ride?" Like, he'd never seen me ride properly.
Right.
So I'm like,
you just on there, like literally there on Danny's recommendation.
Yeah,
almost,
exactly.
Right?
So it's like, who's this guy? Like, oh my god! It's like, I think we made a massive mistake here. But then I was like, okay, cool. I messed that one up. I know how the ramp rides now.
Right.
Did one air, and then I was like, got up the courage, and I did a flip. It was like straight to deck. It wasn't like a nice flip to landing.
Okay.
It was like, but did a flip, and it was like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
You can stay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're on a ferry, son. Get yourself off.
So yeah, we ended up doing the tour around the schools.
Right.
Those guys were really cool.
Yeah. And who else was on that then? And who owned the Clan? Obviously, were they?
So the Clan
paying you guys to.
Yeah. So the Clan was, I'm not sure, owned by, but certainly run by Ian Withers.
Right.
He used to have a cycle school where he'd take people out, teach them riding tours and stuff. nbsp, I think it was called.
Right.
And originally the Clan was part of the Seven Stains forestry group, and then it branched out into its own thing. So Ian Withers was the main guy, and we had Duncan Shaw.
Oh, right.
Was a rider in it.
Yeah.
Back in riding his little 20-inch Onza. We had Nash Masson, who now owns Ride Cairngorms bike shop.
Oh, right.
Up in beautiful Scottish Cairngorms.
Yeah.
Who else did we have? We had a female BMXer called Ashley. I think it's Ashley Bird, although she got married, so that's changed now.
Okay.
And I think it was on that first road trip, it was her now husband who was then her boyfriend.
Right.
And it's so bad. I cannot remember his name.
He was there though.
Yeah. And then we also had, as part of that, some people to do activities with the kids. So we had like slow races and art stuff. So Ian's girlfriend, I think she was on the first trip. Certainly she was on the trips after that. She would come and do like art stuff. So using cogs as stencils and
like bicycle related stuff.
Yeah, right. Doing art stuff but bicycle related, which was awesome. And then Keith, who is ex-military, and he could make these kids stand in line in like 5
really?
seconds. Yeah, he was brilliant. He was terrifying, but he was brilliant. So he was doing the slow races, and I think that was everyone. It kind of chopped and changed over the years, but that was the first bunch.
Right. So how long did you do that for then? Did you have to leave your job at Tighter Bikes and do that full time?
Not at that point.
Right.
Then I had to book time off for these longer trips, but I would work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. On the Friday after work, I'll drive up to Scotland, sleep in my van, do the shows over the weekend.
Yeah.
Drive back down on the Sunday, sleep in my house, and then do the 9 to 5, and then repeat.
Gnarly.
And that was most weekends over summer.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of bike time.
A lot of bike time, a lot of driving time.
Yeah,
It was only 3 hours to Scotland, but it's. Yeah, sometimes it was in the north coast, sometimes it was east coast, like Aberdeen, so it could double.
Yeah.
It could be 6 hours, it could be 7 hours. Yeah, but I had that little van with a little bed in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
It was awesome, but I wouldn't say I got burnt out, but like Adam at Tighter Bikes, I kind of took a couple of liberties, asking for time off.
Right.
Adam saying, well, you've had this amount of time off.
Yeah.
We'd rather you didn't, and then kind of just taking that time off anyway.
Okay.
Because, it was bad of me, but in my defence, I was going to do 4 days of shows.
Yeah.
And in that 4 days, I would earn a month.
I
would earn a month's wage in those 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
Than I would working a full month at Tighter Bikes. So I was like, you know what, I really, the money was too much of a lure.
Got you.
There was that particular one instance where he kind of didn't really want to give me the time off, but I took it anyway.
Right.
When I went in, he kind of said, you know what, we think you should maybe do that full time.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But
necessarily...
not a horrible way, like...
Yeah, like we're still... Like, I've never fallen out with Adam. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He just kind of saw that, that's a direction I wanted to go. It was detrimental.
So obviously you're a right nice guy, so I can imagine you're not leaving just so you don't upset him.
Yeah. It's like, he was really nice. He's like, it wasn't a firing as such, it was just a, perhaps you should go
in the right direction.
Perhaps you should go, fulfill your dreams being a full-time rider.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, I had literally come in with my notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I kind of sensed,
Right, it was on the wall for that
one. I was like, I've taken a piss a little bit with this one. It's like, you know what, I'm going to hand in my notice.
Got you.
And it was scary. Like, going from...
Stepping into the unknown, right? Like,
going from a guaranteed check every month to only getting paid when I do a show.
And was there sometimes not shows and...
Yeah, it's seasonal.
Right.
So I would earn a lot in the summer, but then that would have to last from August to September. That would have to last until May.
And most of them were in Scotland, or were they all over the UK?
Most in Scotland, but we had some shows down...
Gnarly winters.
Yeah.
Playgrounds are full of snow.
We did but I was living in Preston. Yeah, I guess we did do some shows in December, and I think it's like everything is grip tape, so as long as it's not too windy, we can ride in pretty much anything. Like rain doesn't have much of an effect. Yeah. It's more the crowd don't want to stand in a absolute downpour.
Fair point. Yeah, fair point.
So but we did shows in York quite a lot.
Right.
Shows in Blackpool. Shows down near London and stuff. So
And that was all the clan.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was the clan. That was good times. And the
Yeah,
clan's still
like
going.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, is it still going? I know there's a few sort of things like that out.
Yeah.
I met the guys from 360 the other week.
Oh,
they were at the Lake District event I was at.
Like Ian Drummond,
Ian, one of the young lads was really good. Joe.
Joe Oakley.
Yeah, something. I can't remember his last name, but it was Joe. Something Joe. He was really good. Really, really good. Yeah. Nice guy as well. There seems to be a lot of those things taking off as well now, like doing schools and stuff. And
yeah, for sure. I think when the clan was in its heyday, I mean, it's still going now, but I think the shows the numbers have kind of calmed down a little bit. There were so many demo teams. So that was pretty much, if you wanted to make a living riding trials, you had to do shows.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Is there much of a living to be made riding the comp stuff?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Unless you're quite business savvy, which I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this. I don't think a lot of the comp guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I'm not the I'll hold my hands up. I'm not business savvy.
Right. Okay.
I'm definitely not. So
business savvy is in the way of getting like good contracts and sponsors and stuff like that.
So like a good example would be Kenny Berle, who is from Belgium.
Right.
He's multiple times world champion, and he's managed to make a really good. From the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like he's managed to make a brilliant living from it. He's got a Red Bull sponsorship. He's got a big, nice house. He's traveling the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's managed to make a brilliant lifestyle out of it. But there's some other riders who have become world champion, and again, they may be killing it. They may be rolling in money, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like it. Yeah. And you know, they don't have the sponsors like Kenny has.
Right.
They might have a few sponsors, but they won't be big names or anything. And it's just, I think a lot of the times they don't know how to use their title.
Makes
like,
sense, yeah.
Getting to be world champion is just the start. It's like, what do you do with your championship status?
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of them, you know, I'm world champion. Where's my house? Where's my checks and stuff? It's like, no, you need to use your status
to build that out.
Yeah,
right?
You need to go out there and be making something.
Yeah.
Of it. And I think a lot of the comp guys expect things
What
to be
do you think
handed
the making it is? Is it like, I don't know, appearances, shows, that sort of thing to sort of scope out?
Well,
like you say, scoping out your title almost, isn't it? Like,
I'm just trying to think what Kenny's done. The thing is, these guys have got such an incredible skill that only a handful of people in the world can do, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Oh man,
like,
it's like visually spectacular.
Yeah, and you know, they should. If you've got a skill that amazing, that you do stuff that the general public would think is impossible,
you should be rewarded for it.
Yeah, like,
yeah, but for the time as well that goes into it, right? There's like
it's not necessarily they should be rewarded for it, but they could be rewarded for it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they do it right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't know what the difference is between Kenny. I think maybe he's a smart guy, and he can go in and negotiate really well. He can be like, "This is what I can do for you."
Yeah.
And he'll go. He's a bit like listen to a podcast with Hans Ray. Hans Ray's very proactive about.
He's here this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I saw him. I haven't. I'm quite shy. I haven't.
Have you not met him?
No.
Oh, dude, I've met him a few times. I'll introduce you in a bit. Yeah, I've been talking to him a few times.
No, to be fair, I have bumped into him, but it's been like a very brief, great to meet you kind of thing. But I've never had a conversation with him.
But you've got to respect that guy. Like you said, like he's managed to keep all those sponsors for multiple years.
Because he's so proactive.
Yeah,
if the opportunity isn't there, he'll make the opportunity.
Yes.
And I think Kenny's the same. He'll be like, go to a sponsor, and rather than wait for a sponsor to come to him, he'll be like, right, this is what I'm going to do for you. This is how many people are going to see this, and he'll put on, like he does it. I'm not sure if he does it every year, but the UCI comps, he will organise one of the World Championship rounds. He'll make it happen. He'll put it in the town centre in Belgium.
Right, yeah, max exposure.
Yeah, and he'll get all the big sponsors there, and he'll get views, and he'll get live, like streaming on it.
Streaming going, right.
So he's really proactive of making things happen and getting views. When I think a lot of the other comp guys, you know, they don't get social media. Like social media is a powerful tool.
Yeah, it is for sure. Well, you see that obviously all the time, right? Like,
yeah, and they just don't use it. Like they'll post something every now and then. And the current world champion, on his Instagram, he says world champion, but he doesn't say what of. And that's the very first thing. It's like, well, what do I have to guess?
Wow.
Like, I see you riding bikes, but what is the sport? Like you have to tell people. Like you have to.
Yeah, you have to spell it out for him.
Yeah. World champion, like bike trial, world champion. Oh, cool. He's a world champion of bike trial.
Worth a follow.
Yeah. World champion. What of? I need to go and research this now. It's like it's an extra step.
Especially in a day like now where things are so instant. You want it like there.
Yeah.
You know, you want to know. You want to see it.
It sounds ridiculous, just a little thing like that, but I think that just goes to show the mentality. It's like they don't get how. I mean, to be fair, I didn't, and I'm still learning. There's a whole new world of marketing, self-marketing, social media. Like people have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand that kind of stuff. So it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
It's
at all.
not easy.
No.
So, you know, I'm not calling these guys out.
No, you're not. I know.
But
it's like basic stuff, right? It's pretty basic stuff of, you know, like you say, just posting and keeping people up to date with what you're doing and trying. It's self-promotion. And that's what usually sponsors see, that stuff. Like,
Exactly.
oh no, he is working for us. Like, we're getting content from him, and that's what, in this day and age, it seems like that's what brands want and sponsors want.
So to go back to Kenny, he'll go out and do video projects. He'll go out and get photos. He'll try and get in the magazines and stuff, which is how you get the exposure. Whereas a lot of the comp guys, they'll train, they won't show any of it, and then they'll go to a competition, and if they win, they'll be like, "Where's like sponsors? Look." It's like, "Oh well, yeah, 500 people saw that, and then maybe 1,000, 2,000 people saw that online." It's like, they need to get the numbers. Like, just because you've won a world champ doesn't mean people know about it.
No, you're not entitled to it.
It's just, if you've won a world champ, you need to make sure people are seeing this.
Yeah.
The more people that see this, the more chance you're going to get the sponsors, the more chance you make a living from it. So to go back to the original point, you can make a living from comp trials. You just need to do it right. And it's just the general nature of riding a weird looking bike without a seat and hopping over rocks on a hillside somewhere. It's a niche.
Oh, it's very niche.
It is the most
super niche.
It is the most niche thing I can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get the same exposure as something more mainstream.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. It's a strange old world, isn't it, when you think about it like that? Of having to really self-promote yourself, even though you're world champion at something.
Yeah.
Like you say, you should, not entitled to it, but it's like, you've worked your ass off and. And
that was totally my mindset all of my competition years.
You're just working so that people will see you on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But when they do, nothing changes.
Yeah, I was like, right, to get sponsors, you need to get good. So you need to go and practice. And once you get good and win the comps, the sponsors see that and come to you. And it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it totally doesn't. And then, then we can go into the whole, when I started, there wasn't any social media or anything like that,
right.
So it's completely different to when I started. How to get sponsors then is completely different how to get sponsors now. So kind of everything.
Now, Again, you got guys like Hans is a great example, man. He's like stayed relevant through all those generations of like all the changes and stuff. And now, I mean, he's here, and I was stood with him yesterday. A few people I know him really well, and people are coming up still, pictures and. Autographs and like selfies, and it's like, how the hell do you stay relevant? Like,
man,
it's crazy, really cool. But I
think one thing I remember him saying, this is like Danny told me, that he said is Hans doesn't know the word retirement.
Right.
Like, you get a lot of the racers who'd be like, oh yeah, I'm retiring now. Hans, no. You don't retire. You just evolve or do something else.
Bloody great advice, I think. And it really good. And he has. That's what he's done. He just kept reinventing it. Like, keep going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
So is that like, are those sort of guys your inspiration? Do you think, just to keep going, or?
Yeah, like Hans Ray, and Chris Akrig. As long as they're riding,
you're in.
Yeah. No excuses.
So we went from talked about the clan. Obviously, you're not riding for the clan anymore, or?
Well, it's just becoming a little bit more tricky with schedules and stuff. Now when we're drop and roll, they have like priority even. So, if there's a drop and roll show, I'll do that. Okay. If there's a clan show, I'll do that.
All right, you're still doing them?
Yeah, that's it. There's a clan show today.
Is there?
Yeah, which I'm missing because I've come to this one. Okay. So they asked me to do it, but I can't.
Fair enough.
So, they're still going, and I think they've changed ownership a little bit. They're now owned by Ruth, who runs the Seven Stains Trials team, which was kind of like the sister brand.
Right.
It was almost like the same as the clan, but not the same. But they ran similar events, but were owned by different people. But now they're owned together, so the clan's now run by Ruth.
Okay.
Ian is now a farmer.
Oh right,
which is like the most random,
drastic turn of events.
It's the most random thing in the world. He lives in a narrow boat and he's got his own farm. He's into sustainability and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like fair play to him. That's a tough world to go into.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, you want to be a farmer? But it's
fair enough.
I think he's from the outside looking in. It looks like he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's doing what he wants to do, and it's looking like it's working out for him. So that's cool, man.
That's cool.
It's still
very
going.
good. So how did you transition then into where we're at right now? Like with okay, let's go back a little bit. We've got to obviously talk about Danny, because I'm going to guess that Danny's been a pretty large part of your career. Would you say? Is that fair?
Yeah, I most definitely wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for Danny.
And how did you meet him, other than the clan stuff?
Well, that's a funny story. We have to go back to, remember Global Titanium
the
bikes that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Well, after that first one I had, they made a new model, and it was like a longer, more competition orientated one, and waited a while, and eventually I got this bike. It was brilliant. I actually rode the 2005 bike show on it.
Wow, it's going back.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I rode it for that show, and then afterwards, ride on, we're like, we need that frame back, because some kid called Danny has ordered one, and he's been waiting like 6 months, and the factory just cannot make them, or we just can't get this kid one.
Right.
We need to give him yours. So I was like, I was like, I just got this brand new titanium bike. And I was like, I have to give it to some kid. And it was Danny.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like, even before we'd ever known or met each other,
he had your bike.
He had my bike, and actually he made a video of him riding Aviemore. It's called Tarty Bike, stuff like that. It had even before his video went viral, it had like 1 million views.
Really?
On it, and he's riding that bike.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's actually, he still got it, and it was in storage somewhere, and he went and got it, and I held it again. I was like, this is
what kickstarted your career.
Yeah. So that's when I very, very first heard of Danny.
Right,
I was
right.
like, I hated him. He took my frame away from me. And then I kind of saw videos of him.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I've never seen anyone ride a bike like this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
But I was also I was a competition rider.
Right. So you're like, I don't
like,
know, didn't like it, but appreciated it.
I was like, that's cool, but comp's my thing. I don't really. It's cool, but I don't really care about it that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, then obviously I saw Danny had a couple more videos out, and then his big April 09
inspired
bomb
that just dropped on the internet, like.
So I saw that, and I was like, yeah, that is incredible. I've never seen anyone ride a bike like that, and still, I was like, I'll watch that video on occasion.
I can't remember asking this, but would you say that he sort of created that street sort of genre of riding, or were people doing it before?
People were doing it before. There was a group of riders from Huddersfield called the Trials Kings.
Right.
And they, again, this is like 2000, 2001, they were riding street, just like proper street, like, kind of like Danny was doing, except maybe like they weren't doing any backflips or anything like that.
Right.
But they were doing like hucking bunny hop gaps over rails with drops.
Right. Okay.
Even now, looking back, their riding is really cool.
Yeah.
None of them ride anymore, I don't think. Maybe James Highlands was one of the last guys who's still riding. I'm not sure if he does. But yeah, there's like Danny Horroyd, Adam Burns, Steve Howes. Those guys.
Some names, man.
Yeah. Those guys were really ahead of the time. They were like actually ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Street trials riding guys. So it was around.
But he sort of brought it to the mainstream almost with those videos, and
he kind of took it to the next level. So he was adding the flips and the tail whips, which I kind of seen a couple of people tail whip bikes before, but never from like the back wheel. It was always on a bit like a ramp or something. So never from like doing backwards manual to a tail whip. Like that was like, whoa. I mean, maybe I'd seen Chris Akewood do like a bit of a backwards manual, just like a couple of meters or something, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
But then Danny did it like really far, and then added a tail whip. I was like, it's
next level shit.
Yeah. Flaring off a tree.
Yeah.
And still to this day, one of the best things I've ever seen him do was a war ride to wedge or wodge or whatever, where basically his front wheel went onto a bike rail and his back wheel was wedged against the wall. So he did a war ride, carved out
into it.
Wow. And even now, I was like, that was one of the best things I've ever seen. And that was all the other stuff in it was great, but that was the standout line to me.
Right.
Like that was really like inventive.
Yeah.
That was genius. It was like, whoa, that is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't invent it, but he refined it and made it his own, took his own spin on it.
And inspired guys like you.
Pardon?
And inspired people like you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, sure.
He did.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, We mentioned he had to leave the clan, asked me to take his place. I was reluctant to move up to Scotland because those guys were living in Edinburgh, and then eventually they kind of moved to Glasgow together.
Yeah.
And I was reluctant to move up to Glasgow.
Really?
Because the first year of the Riders Tour, we stopped off in Glasgow for 2 weeks. Yeah. And, I'm a country kid. Like
you hated it.
Hebden Bridge is like...
Hebden Bridge is nice, man.
Yeah, it's like nice. Steep Pennine valleys.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
You can hear the birds. And going from that, I had a stint in Blackpool. So it's like almost like a halfway house, not quite a full city, but not quite Hebden Bridge. So then, I like your Gurney did then. Well deserved.
Blackpool, you like.
Interesting place. We can talk about that.
Wow.
So then I lived in Blackpool, but then I'd never lived in a city before.
Right.
So we spent 2 weeks in Glasgow, and I was like, oh, what is this place? It's like there's drunk people. There's people like drugged up. It's like. There's traffic. It's like you can't hear yourself think, and I hated it.
Really?
I hated it.
Right.
I was like, I'm never moving here.
Staying in the countryside.
Yeah, so I was really reluctant, but then
kind of have to.
All the traveling, and I was in the middle of one of the tours around the schools in Scotland, and one of the flatmates of Danny and Duncan moved out, and the guy said, "There's space," and I was just like, "Yeah, okay."
Right.
Like,
Makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't even. It was one of these ones. It was just a split decision. I was just like, yes.
Right.
I didn't I didn't even think about it.
Were you thinking about how it could elevate your riding as well, or?
I can't even remember.
Right.
I think maybe I think one of the main things was I was living with my best friend Mark Westlake, who did all my videos and filming for a few years.
Right.
He's like a good filmer and photographer. So we lived together in Blackpool. He lived actually with me in Hebden Bridge. We both worked at Tyre Bikes, then moved to Blackpool, and then he wanted to move away, like down south to Cardiff, because he's got family down there, and he just wants to go back down.
Yeah.
So I think him moving away, I didn't have any other friends there. I had to move. I either had to stay in Blackpool.
Yeah, on your own.
Jimmy no mates, or whatever it's called, or move back to Hebden Bridge. Again, I'm quite a quiet person, a bit alone. I didn't really have any friends there.
Right.
And I was like, I need to move somewhere. And then that one came up. I was like, you know what?
Perfect.
I don't believe in fate, but I was like, it was almost like beckoning me. It's like,
really?
It was almost like this needs to happen. So I was like, okay, I can't resist anymore. Okay. I'm moving up and been there for 5 years.
The same place?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how many of you is there? Yeah, for those people not listening, these guys all live together.
So.
And it sounds pretty wild.
Yeah. The Pollock Shores Palace.
What's it called?
The Pollock Shores Palace.
Right, okay.
Hopefully this is one. You need to be careful with the address.
Oh, I
and
bet.
Stuff. So,
yeah.
You're not getting any more details than that.
No.
Well, maybe we live on the top floor of a block of flats, and it's actually 2 flats.
Right.
Together, which have a connecting fire exit and balcony. So we just have the fire exit open and the balcony.
Oh, nice.
We've taken a fence down so we can just walk to and from. So we've got 2 kitchens, 2 lounges.
Awesome.
It's great. So it's not like this is one flat, it's kind of 2. So I live with Danny, Duncan, obviously riders, Duncan riding, he used to compete as well. So I've known Duncan for years and years and years. Then we live with John Bailey, who is a ramp builder with Vision Ramps.
Ah, yeah.
So he builds old Danny's Imaginate set.
Right,
He built the Loop with his partner in business, George.
Cool.
He built a lot of the skate parks.
Yeah, he does a lot of that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Paul McDonald, who works for Cut Media.
Right.
Who edits
all Danny's stuff, right, okay.
And we live with Ricky Compton.
Yep.
He was one of the first podcasts.
He was. I think he might have been the second episode. Is either second or third.
Oh, he's a character. We could talk about him for days.
God, yeah.
So I live with Ricky, who do we even live with Ricky? He kind of went off to Germany.
Did he?
Months ago.
I've spoken to him for ages, man.
He hasn't come back.
Right, fair enough. Paying his rent.
Let's not talk about that. And then Miles Bonner, who works for the BBC radio and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's actually really cool how, we all kind of do different things, but
all sort of intertwined in a weird kind of way. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a great flat.
Sounds right good fun.
It's kind of calmed down these days, but it was a proper party flat.
Was it?
Yeah. There's been some legendary parties there. Like the main one just before I moved there, there's like the party. If you mention the party, that's the party. Like ball pits.
Yeah.
Taken in back. I think there's like a Bounty Castle ball pit put down. The fire escape had the ball pits and people leaping down. This is like a metal fire escape. Like
sounds amazing.
Lethal. And I think it was maybe not as many as 14, but certainly over 10 police officers ended up coming and
really
shutting that down.
Is it quite a quiet block of flats usually?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
And especially because our balcony faces into like a close, so we got buildings same height as us all the way around. Yeah.
Wow.
So everyone will hear.
It's funny, I feel like I'm working my way around your flat. I'm doing podcasts with him. So it started with Ricky, then Danny, and now here with you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, get the other guys prepped up, man. We're going in. Work our way around. Could have just done it all in one. Just boom. Now we've got this
group.
Fancy new recorder.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully it's working.
Well, you're always welcome to come up.
Thank you very much. No, I need to come up, man, hang out, and I'd like to catch up with Ricky. I didn't know he's not around these days, but
well, he kind of is. He's a tricky one.
He's Ricky. A hard guy to get hold of. I think he's like the hardest guy I've ever had, like friend to get hold of. Like, it's almost impossible to get hold of him.
Yeah, I really like Ricky. He's great, but he, as we call, he's a stoker.
Right. Okay.
Like everything's like the best idea ever.
Right.
So he's kind of cool to have around, but it can also lead to maybe not doing the best ideas at times. He doesn't seem to have like that critical, or maybe no, that's not such a good idea, but it leads to some good times.
Yeah.
But he'll just go off and have an adventure, and he can sell Christmas hats in June. Like,
really?
Like he can sell. Like, I really need to take some tips off him.
He's good at like self-promotion too.
Yeah,
really good
amazing at it. So he'll go off and like get people to pay for him to go around the world because he'll say he's gonna. And to be fair, he does it.
Yeah, he does it. Yeah.
But he'll get people to pay for his trips around. So he's gone to Germany,
right,
to help out. God knows what.
It's crazy, man.
Hasn't come back yet.
That's crazy. It sounds like a fun house there, and it's like obviously you guys are all relatively intertwined, and it sounds like it's creative all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but does that like really help you as well? Obviously, you've transitioned into doing more vlog stuff recently, and obviously we've got to talk about that sort of side of things.
For sure. I guess living with riders who are so on the top, especially like Danny, like Duncan is an amazing rider, like best person at manuals I've ever seen.
Right.
It's really cool to go out riding and see the different perspectives. Like I'll go out on my own, and I'd say I'm really not very imaginative.
Right.
And I don't know whether that's just my mentality or comp riding.
Yeah, that's like drilled into you. Like you just.
It's like you turn up. Yeah, to a comp you turn up and the section's made out. You just have to figure out how to the best to do that section. Whereas Danny, he doesn't necessarily have that. He'll be like, okay, I need to figure stuff out myself.
Yeah.
And he'll come out with like really inventive stuff that I'll never think of. So that's great to go out riding with Danny because he'll be like, cool, I think you can use that curb there to get up that rail there. And I'm like, really? Okay. And then, he'll do it and he'll land it. I'm like, fair play, And then Danny believes in me as well, which is great.
That's cool.
And then he'll be like, yeah, you've got that, no worries. And then, it usually takes me a few more attempts, but often I'll get it and I'll be like, I had no idea that would be possible. So
that's cool.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And the same with Duncan, because again, we both did comps. I think we've got quite a similar mindset. So it's not quite the same as riding with Danny, but Duncan, he's branched out and doing more like foot plant stuff. And we've had a few games of bike. Right. And he's beating me.
Really?
Yeah, because he's coming out with these like foot plants and other manual lines, and it's like, man, I really need to practice stuff like that. So.
Is your riding changing then these days, would you say? Has it changed drastically from there to where we are now?
I'd say it's kind of gone back to where I started, except
that's cool.
Kind of bigger.
Yeah.
So, because I was obviously quite young when I started, didn't have the strength, whereas now I do have the strength. I've got the competition is great for developing balance and brake control, pedal control. So competition, absolutely brilliant for getting like the fine details and actual the balance and the pure trials tricks. So I think that has helped me loads.
Right.
And now I'm kind of gone back to just ride everything.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer. Just ride everything. Ride skate parks. Ride dirt jumps. Ride logs. Ride street.
That's cool. Yeah.
Ride whatever you can.
Where do you think it's going then for you? I know that's kind of like an open-ended question, but like, let's focus on like the vlog and the social media side of it. Like, is that something you're heavily pushing? Is that like?
Yeah, that's something.
And your stuff's cool, man. Like for anyone who hasn't seen it, who's listening, Alice on YouTube.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the vlogging. That's the whole reason why I started vlogging. Was I realised I'm in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I left school early. I can maybe talk about that in a bit. I've got very few qualifications. I really struggled with the education system.
Yeah.
I got into college and I did like art and graphic design. So that's my only qualifications are low graphic and arty stuff.
Right.
Which, to be fair, is like not that useful. So I was like, damn it. I'm in my 30s. I don't really have any useful qualifications. I only get paid if I do shows. If I break my leg or the shows stop, I'm stuffed.
You don't get paid, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm wasting my time. And I really was. I was like, when I wasn't riding, I was on the PlayStation.
Are you a bit of a gamer?
I was like on Call of Duty and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't have you down for one of those guys.
No,
okay.
I didn't have my headphone. I wasn't on the voice chat or anything.
Come on,
I was
dude.
like, I wasn't that. I didn't take it that far, but yeah, no, I enjoy playing games and stuff like.
Right.
Metal Gear Solid 4, still the best game I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not, honestly, man. Like since the PS1, I've not touched one. I don't think.
Oh.
Which I'm kind of happy about.
Yeah, I was going to say
that. Like it's cool, but
that's a good thing because I was playing it too much.
Really?
Yeah, and I was not pushing my riding. On a Sunday.
Coasting a little bit because you had your shows and stuff.
Yeah, I was taking it for granted.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to stop this. And I was like, you know what? I'd love to be successful in the riding. I'd love to be known for myself. And it's like, well, Danny's got fame. What has he done? And obviously, he's done the epic video.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that stuff dialed, like Ridge, Imaginate.
Yeah.
You can't compete against that.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's
and a lot of people have. And,
yeah.
Even the rare occasion, I don't think it's been done, but even if you did make a video that was better, you're still only ever going to be second to Danny.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah. The bar's very high.
It is extremely high.
Yeah.
And you're also potentially going to be known as, he's that Danny copy, or, which maybe I'm putting a negative spin on it.
No, I don't think it's a negative thing, but I think the position you're in, you're probably going to get it every now and again anyway, because people just associate you with Danny. And
I didn't want to be a copy of Danny.
No.
I wanted to be known for doing my own thing. I was like, okay, so Danny's done a polished, epic video. What can I do that's not that, gets my name out there? And I was like, vlogging. No one in the trials world was really pushing the vlogging, and previously I didn't get vlogging.
Right.
To the point as I didn't like.
Really?
I didn't like it. I was like, I don't get it. Why would you watch this? And it was weird. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet here. Maybe eat a bit of humble pie. I'm gonna put a vlog out, and I'm gonna get eaten alive.
Did you already have your YouTube channel, for example, running?
No.
And oh, nothing.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. So I think I filmed a video. I can't remember just before it, I went and put up like a lot of old videos or something, or whether or not I put my first vlog up and then put all the videos up. But yeah, it wasn't like a massive, right, in 1 month I'm going to start a vlog. It was almost like I thought of it one day and I went and did it the next day. And
it's the best attitude though, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I tend to be like that sometimes. So I was like, okay, there's a place I want to go ride. I want to make a video there. Mark, who had filmed a lot of my stuff for my previous videos, he's moved away. I need to make my own content, otherwise stuff won't happen. So I was like, vlogging is the only way I can really do that.
Yeah.
So I went and made a vlog, and it kind of went okay.
Right.
It was all right. I just filmed it on my GoPro.
Yeah.
Did some headcam stuff, And I was thinking, the thing going through my head was Claudio from the track previews. I was like, okay, well, he talks while he's riding. I wonder if I can do that while doing trials. And it's hard.
Yeah, I bet.
So I went and tried that, edited it, and this is another reason why I wanted the vlog, was to teach myself some new skills. So rather than just sitting on my ass, I could teach myself how to edit. Yeah. I could teach myself how to use camera equipment. And these are actually useful things in this day and age. Sure. That even if the vlogs are a failure, you know,
you're learning stuff.
I'm learning stuff that you know, I don't have any qualifications, but I can say, look, I've done these vlogs. Yeah. I can know my way around a camera, eventually. And I know how to use social media to a certain extent. So it was like a multi-pronged thing. It was also helped my confidence. Right. So I've always been a super shy guy.
Yeah, you said,
so.
Were you nervous putting that first one out? Like, was it a big thing to get over?
Kind of, yeah. I couldn't talk to the camera if there was anyone in eyesight.
Right, wow.
Like, if there was anyone in the distance, no, I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I had to make sure there was nobody around.
Yeah.
And then I could talk to the camera. And I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I hate my voice. I hate my face. This is awful. I edited it and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever made, because I've always been a quality over quantity, and vlogs are
dead. No, they're not like that, eh? Like, it's just about getting it out there.
And that was a hard pill to swallow. It was like, right, I need to sacrifice quality, which unfortunately you do if you want to get. I certainly needed to if I wanted to actually get something out. Otherwise, I'd be waiting forever. So I made this thing. I was like, what is this crap? Like, do I even want to put this out? But for being shy, I'm fairly tough-skinned.
Right.
Like, again,
I think you have to be if you're shy, though.
Yeah.
I think that comes with it.
And maybe if we talk about my school years, I can tell you why I'm tough-skinned. So I put this vlog out and I was like, right, I'm going to get eaten alive. I've given some pretty interesting constructive criticism to people before. I've never been rude, but I've maybe advised people that what they're doing isn't great.
Okay.
And I kind of like, right, yeah, okay, the abuse is going to come. And I actually watched some other vlogs that are like, be ready for the abuse, like in other industries.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Wow.
Everyone was amazing.
Awesome.
It was.
So, like, do you reckon that was a good, like, confidence boost for you as well? Like, has it helped you in that respect quite a bit?
For sure, yeah. It was like, people really liked it, and they're like, this is great. And they're like, they were saying, you're pretty good in front of the camera and stuff. I was like, whoa.
It's crazy how, like, what you do as well, like, for a living is, it's being in front of people and showing off almost. Like, that's what a lot of trials is, if you ask me. Like,
I guess
a lot of it's a show.
Especially doing demos.
That's what I mean. All eyes are on you. And do you never struggle with that?
I did at first.
Right.
But it's almost like when you're in the zone in a show, it's like, obviously, I don't want to say I don't acknowledge people, but you kind of like, you go almost like tunnel vision. And certainly for the first shows, I ignored. I was like, right, ignore the crowd. And to be fair, the first shows I did up in Orkney, they were small crowds. Right. So it was a really good like gateway into like ease me in gently. But so there was a bit of practice, I guess, with having eyes on me. But I kind of felt like having a camera on me, you feel a little bit vulnerable. But then again, you can also edit it. So
True.
You can't edit a live show, but you can edit a camera. Yeah. So if you make a mistake, you just do it again.
Just do it again. Yeah.
So there was that aspect to it. So that was pretty.
It sounds like it's been a super like confidence boosting and all round positive thing that you've done though with your life. Like the views you're getting now is astonishing. It's doing really well, right?
Honestly, it's been probably the best decision I've ever made in my life.
And what, like, again, from my angle on it is like you can always tell with people, especially when they're coming on this thing, like the reach that like you've got an engaged following that are genuinely stoked that you're doing this and like. And I read through some of your comments on your videos and stuff. Like everyone's super stoked. All your social media stuff. Everyone's like into it.
And I've got to give credit to the people who watch the video. They're such a great bunch of
That's
people.
awesome,
I think
man.
the community is brilliant.
And
I've hardly had any like negative aspect of it at all. Everyone's been absolutely amazing. And then it come to events like this, and I meet some of the younger guys, and even some of the older guys, and they're like, That's great.
I think in some ways we're sort of going through a similar thing with that. Like I said to you yesterday or this morning, that like a few people have been over this morning and like come over and they're like, oh, I really like your podcast, and I'm like, I get super like nervous, and I'm like, whoa, what, you actually listen? Because like with what I do, I don't put my face to it that often, right? Like do a little bit of Instagram Live and stuff, but for the most part it's like incognito and it's kind of nice. But yeah, when people come over and they want to meet you and chat, like...
Does it feel bizarre to you?
Yeah, like, really alien. But I'm, like, super appreciative that anyone would do that and take time out to come and say hello.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... It's overwhelming, and I never... Like, when I started this thing, I never expected that to happen. Like, genuinely, the first few episodes were just chatting to mates. Like, I'll put it out. If anyone listens, that's cool. But, like, obviously, it's snowballed and whatever, but yeah, I still find it really strange when people come over and say, oh, I'm listening and all that sort of stuff. Like, I know it's crazy, but like when Danny actually put a post up once out of the blue. I'm listening to, it was SodaStream's episode maybe.
Okay.
And that like it brought me to tears, and I'm
really?
I'm happy to admit that, but like obviously it was doing all right. Cool. But I was just like so overwhelmed, like, oh my god, like people actually really are listening to this. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's like been awesome from the outside looking in, like watching it grow as well.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like, it is cool. But I'm gonna guess you're going through the same sort of thing, because I'm pretty damn shy. Like, believe it or not, like I don't really like the sound of my own voice and all that sort of stuff. I've never listened to one back ever. I've never listened to it.
Have you not?
No, I skip through to make sure the sound's all right. But I've never listened to anything back ever. I couldn't do it.
I can understand that, in that I do the same with the vlogs. It's like I'm better than I used to be. Like I can watch a vlog, and I used to watch a vlog with my girlfriend,
right?
Just to kind of I'd go and watch it with her, make sure, because
she'd give you like a different on your own stuff. So she'd watch yours that you've made.
Yeah. So before I've uploaded it to YouTube, I'd be like, can we watch this, or have you watched it, or would you like to watch it? And we'd watch it, and I'd be like, what do you think? And she'd be like, either like, yeah, that's cool, or she'd be like, I don't, to be fair, she's hardly ever had to say it, but you know, sometimes it might be, oh, maybe not that bit or something. So it's, I've watched them back from that, and I have watched some others back, but there are some times when I'm like, I don't like this episode. I don't like this week's vlog, and I'll never watch that.
Are you weekly then? Is that pretty much what you're doing?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Every Friday at the minute.
Now, has it made you do more stuff that you wouldn't have normally done in your life?
Yes, and that is one reason why I started it, to try and push myself to
out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Push myself out of my comfort zone, think about things a little bit differently, trying to think outside the box a little bit, like the enduros. I've been riding enduros. Maybe I wouldn't have ridden enduros if I hadn't.
That's amazing.
Put it in the vlog.
That's real cool.
And I'd go to events and stuff that maybe normally I wouldn't go to, or I'd try a line on my bike that if I'm out and there wasn't any, it sounds like it. I don't know what's the word, like when you know, if you want proof of something, it's like show up. It's showing off. It's like, look what I've done. Whereas if there's no one there to see it, I'm like, I won't bother. I think Danny's actually really good for that.
Right.
He's honestly the opposite. He'll do the most insane stuff if anyone's watching or
on his
not.
own. Whereas
I'm be like, especially if it's dangerous, you know, if that's dangerous and I fall off and I didn't film it, I'm going to wait until I've got a camera and then I'll do that. So.
That's cool.
So it's kind of made me do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, again, I've got a very, very short experience with vlogging. I tried a few, but as soon as I got a GoPro camera, and I'm like, oh, I can go and do this, like, and it instantly took me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It was really strange. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example, but I think it was like, believe it or not, I kind of stay away from a lot of events sometimes because I don't know why, but like just getting that camera, I was like, oh, I could go there and ride that and do that, and it's totally like made me think of things totally differently. And I'm guessing as soon as like you start to see your followers build, do you find it a bit addictive or not?
A little bit, yeah. I must admit that the refresh button occasionally gets pressed.
And that's something that we need to be very cautious of. I think when you create content, is not getting too strung up on that.
For sure, definitely.
Because you can't let it rule you.
And I think the main thing for me is not to think too much about what other people are doing. Like, I might post a video and it might bomb, and then someone else will post a video and it'd be like go through the roof view-wise, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what, that's fine, that's their thing. I'll just concentrate on my own thing, and it's really easy to look at someone else's success and be like, I'm not getting that. I'm going to give up.
Fair play. Yeah. And I think there's some vloggers out there that have got like astronomical views on stuff. Like, I was watching the Jon Olsen for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Which is great. I've talked about him on here before, but it's cool. But it gives you a weird outlook on life where you're like, yeah, he's living some sort of different life. Like, that's not on our planet.
I find his quite hard to watch just because it's like, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna go and do a camo wrap of my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I want a Lamborghini.
And I think, and I've said it again on this thing, and I don't need to go over it again, but I think for kids that's really bad. Like,
yeah, that's actually
materialistic really and they're aspiring to stuff which is not normal for most people.
That's one thing. Making noises here. That's shuffling my body around. That's one thing I wanted to show with the vlogs. Again, going back to Danny and his polished edits, you'll see that the polished riding. You don't see the 400 attempts.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I thought I'll show in my vlogs. And I think it was the second episode I ever did. There was this rock in Glasgow that I've never got up before. And I was like, today's the day. I'm going to get up this thing. And it took me hours.
Right.
And the vlog, that episode was about, this has taken me hours to get up. This is like hundreds of attempts.
Yeah.
I didn't show them all, but I showed quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I said, this is what riding is. It's not just I'll go over there, I'm superhuman, I'm going to do this first try. No, it is repetitive. It's like try. And I think a lot of trials riders will say they hate having to walk away from something.
Right.
If you've got it in your head, and you'll know whether something's possible or not.
Yeah.
Like, it's very rare that we'll be trying something that we like
unachievable.
Yeah. So we're like, this is possible. It's going to be hard as hell, but if I get my bike just right in that point, it's going to grip, then I can do that point, or if I hit that bit just right. But hitting it just right is like, easier said than done.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to show, the reality of riding is things take a lot of tries. It takes practice. It takes dedication.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what you should be showing kids.
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
Nothing comes as easy as, camo wrap
Lambos. And I think you've mentioned it before, and a bit like, it's like, real life isn't always good. And I think Martin Soderstrom mentioned it as well. You have bad days.
Dark spots for a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there.
And I've had dark times, and I've had times where I've fallen off and injured myself, and I've broken ligaments and stuff, and I can't ride. But that happens.
It does. Yeah, it's part and parcel of what we do. Yeah.
Not every day is a ray of sunshine.
No. It's not.
Like, most of the time it is. Most of the time it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I'm a very happy person, but sometimes it's not.
No, definitely.
And that's really important, that it's healthy to have bad days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. It's
this is something I actually mentioned on my Instagram stories the other day, that I still will have days where I'll have a big event, like I did the British Enduro Champs last weekend.
Oh right, yeah.
And I felt really depressed for 2 days afterwards, because you go to these events, you're full of adrenaline, you get the endorphins.
Yeah. People recognise you.
Yeah. To be fair.
No, it's an ego trip.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want it, like
exactly.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then you go home and it's just like coming off a drug. It's like,
even though you're going back to a house that's full of like creative people and cool people. Does that?
You still appreciate everything. You're not you're not depressed, but you're just sad because your body's just had all these naturally produced drugs, and now they've gone.
Yeah.
And your body's chemicals are imbalanced. True. And you do get sad. But
for sure.
It's happened so many times that I'm just like, okay, I know I'm sad. I know this is going to last a day, 2 days, and then I'll be happy again. And usually like clockwork on the second day, it's like, yep, back to normal. So,
quite similar in that respect, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think, definitely. I've had battles with that sort of stuff, especially I think a lot of it's stress and business and all that sort of stuff, which is not something I ever expected to deal with at my age or ever, if I'm honest. Like, it wasn't me before, but yeah, for sure. But you do learn, you get to know yourself better, and you need to talk to people, you need to be able to have outlets to be creative or whatever it is that you need in your life to keep you happy. But for sure,
it was really cool to hear. I got quite a few comments from that, people saying, yeah, I totally get that as well. And it's never anything I've ever heard anyone talk about. And I was like, I'm sure other people get this.
Yeah, definitely.
They probably have talked about it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah.
And I think it's really healthy to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I suffered really badly with depression through my teens.
Really?
Yeah, that's one reason why I left school so early.
Right. Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I'm like really happy these days.
Yeah.
I'm loving life, but yeah.
What was it then, though? I mean, it's hard to say what it was, but
I think it's just hormones.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just had you tripping for a while.
I had a great life.
Yeah.
Great family. No, like major tragedies or anything. I had no excuses to be sad, and that made me sad.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't deserve like this good stuff because like, I feel terrible.
Do you think that in your later life that sometimes happens? Because you are in quite a fortunate situation. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn there, but you are like you live with like the best trials riders in the world. You are arguably one of the best trials riders in the world. You know, I mean, look, you sat in this beautiful motorhome that someone's lent you or given you. I don't know, but do you think that sometimes
in winter it can get tough?
Right.
It can get tough. I sometimes suffer with sad.
Yeah.
And big up the vitamin D supplements for that.
Okay, I've got one of those lights at home.
Right? Oh it's one of those things. So I'd say sometimes in the winter, some years are worse than others. Some years I get through it happy as Larry. This year I got through till about January.
Right.
And then I felt pretty low. And it's nowhere near as bad as it was when I was a teenager. Like nowadays I can see that, you know what, this is just a temporary thing.
Yeah, you've learnt that over the years about yourself. That like, yeah,
it's never to the point. It's like, oh, woe is me. Life is just not worth going on. So, no chance. It's like this is temporary. I know depression can and does wear off, and just stick through it. Take the vitamin. Go out. Try and force yourself to go out.
Do stuff. Yeah, for sure. That's a big thing. Like, is not succumbing to the sadness and wanting to just sit indoors and hide and not speak to people.
And then, like you said, I don't get it as much these days. But yeah, going back to like, do I feel like sad? Does making me feel sad make me feel sadder because I'm feeling sad even though I've got nothing to be sad about? It's kind of like, but no, I not these days.
Good.
I try to be really appreciative of what I've got.
Yeah.
The
opportunities. And
all
that sort of
I'm
stuff.
a lucky guy. Like people would kill for my type of life for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't make masses of money, but
are you motivated by money at all? Would you say?
No.
Cool.
Like, if the plug was pulled tomorrow and all the money stopped, I'd probably go out for a ride. Like riding is number one.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And I never ever thought anything would come of the vlogs. Like,
wow.
My goal was I'll do this for a year. It was a personal challenge to myself to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Try and learn new skills. I thought I'd maybe get 100 views a video. And that was it. After a year, cool. I've learnt some stuff.
Yeah.
Move on. It wouldn't be worth carrying on. But it's over two and a bit years now.
Right.
Still doing it.
Yeah. Killing it too, man.
Cheers, man.
Killing it.
I do get money off YouTube.
Yeah.
I like to be fairly transparent. I get.
Of course you do.
like the lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
It's out there to get. To be transparent, I get between £200 and £300 a month from YouTube, which is better than a kick in the teeth, but it doesn't pay the bills.
Doesn't pay the bills. No.
But
so share the goddamn videos, people.
But you know that the money is a total bonus.
Right.
And I think a lot of people do start YouTube for the wrong reasons.
To make money.
To make money. Like I started YouTube to help myself. It was purely selfish.
So that's awesome.
Not
man.
the money. It was like I want to better myself.
Yeah.
And that's one way I thought I could do it.
That's cool. Do you ever go back and watch the early ones then, and
I
think, wow,
have,
look how far I've sort of
I've
come
watched
personally and stuff?
I've watched a couple of the early ones, and I did a year's worth. Like I was talking before this, that I did a year, and I still do use it because it's awesome. But I did a year on a GoPro.
Yeah.
It was a Hero 4, so it's got no image stabilization. It's a small camera, so it picks up every vibration. The audio was shite.
Like this podcast.
I'm looking at this equipment on the table.
It looks alright. I'm just going to have a quick check. Yeah, I think we're good, man. I think, everything's alright. I don't know.
So, I used that GoPro, and looking back at it now, like, the quality is awful. It's really bad. Like, my biggest video, which has had over 1 million views on it, is awful.
Really?
It's a like quality-wise, it's a bad video.
Right.
It's really bad.
Right.
But it didn't necessarily have a story as such, but just the content, I think, was quite interesting. Like,
right.
It was the first time I'd gone tubeless on the trials bike, and I just went out and just smashed my wheel against anything I could. So it was like, it felt horrible to do, but people...
Really?
I think it just got shared at the right place and people were intrigued by it. And once something has a lot of views, it tends to snowball because people are like, oh, that's got views, it's worth watching. So they may have only watched a minute of it, but it's had a million views.
Crazy.
Yeah. So,
wow. Put a link in the show description as well for people who want to watch that one. Let's do it. Put a link down there.
So, and I think one bit of advice, which is definitely true, is the best camera is the most convenient one.
Okay.
So
that's solid, yeah.
A lot of people, I think, will be like, right, I'm going to start YouTube, I'm going to start vlogging. They'll go and sink £1,000 on a good camera and stuff before they've even got any content out.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough if you can do that. You know, good quality video. Obviously, good quality is nicer to watch, but if you've got a good quality video and rubbish content, it's still rubbish content.
Still rubbish content, yeah, no matter how nice it looks.
Yeah, most people would definitely rather watch a better video with worse quality than a nice quality video that's boring.
Fair point. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Again, what are some of the major vloggers doing these days that's like setting them apart from everyone else? I know, again, looking at Jon Olsen, he's got someone with him.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Obviously edits it all for him. All that sort of stuff. Is that obviously, are you trying to aspire to do that? Is that your vibe, or you want to keep it to yourself, or?
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
I can't say I enjoy editing.
No.
And
how much time goes into a vlog?
It depends entirely how it's filmed. Some of them, like I edited a vlog in 2 hours the other day.
Right.
That was one of the enduro ones, because mountain bike stuff is way easy to do. You get to the top of a hill, you press record, and that's
cool. Yeah.
6 minutes of footage. Whereas filming trials riding or talking to the camera, you've got hundreds of clips that might just be 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go through every single clip, cut them just at the right time. And to be fair, like, I have learned lots of hints and tips, but I'm still a slow learner. There's like the way I edit. If a good editor saw the way I was editing stuff,
like, what are you doing?
They would be pulling their hair out.
Really?
Like, yeah, I either don't listen or I just don't remember tips. But yeah, I do not edit efficiently.
Right.
I do not. So yeah.
Just do your own thing.
Exactly.
Seems to be working.
Well, yeah, I'd probably enjoy editing a lot more if I could do it quicker. But yeah, if I've filmed on multiple cameras, that's a pain in the ass. If I have to do a voiceover, that's a pain in the ass.
Right.
So generally, that's why my video that came out Friday was one at Enduro, the British Championships. And the previous Enduro that I did, I didn't talk while I was riding.
Right.
And I did a voiceover afterwards.
Right.
And it went down pretty well, but I hated it.
Okay.
I was like, I'm putting on some weird voice. That's not the way I talk. It's like, I'm literally just... It was just... Like, I'm not naturally a funny guy, but this was just straight, just like factual. It was just like, there wasn't any humour.
Really, no personality to it.
It was just like, I'd listen it back and I'm like, again, this is awful. What am I doing? And normally the indication is if I hate the video, it would do well. If I like the video, it doesn't do it at all.
Right.
So yeah, it was ended up being 40 minutes long of the most like deadpan voiceover.
Right.
And it did pretty well. It's on like 21,000
views.
Is it? Yeah. And so I was like, I really don't want to do a voiceover.
No.
So I went and did the Enduro last week, and to save myself the effort in editing, this is the only reason why I did it, was to save myself the effort in editing.
Talk it through.
I talked it through as I did the stages, and I prefer it.
I think it can be really funny as well. Like you say, like you look at what Claudio does. Like, I know he is hilarious sometimes, but I think that's definitely the best way of doing it for sure. So
I prefer it.
Yeah.
Obviously, that meant the video didn't do as well.
Oh, yeah. It's only been out a few days.
Yeah, true.
Jeez, everyone's here.
Yeah.
Everyone's at Malthans.
But yeah, so there's definitely editing can take anywhere from a couple of hours to 2 or 3 days.
Right. Wow.
So.
So if it was like an hourly wage.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would.
Yeah.
So what's next, man? What's going on? What you got coming up?
Ooh, shows.
Can we talk about the app?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's
I probably won't tell all the details.
Okay,
yes,
all right. So let's just give a bit of background. So me and you first met at Fort William.
Yep.
We had a super interesting conversation about a new project you've got going on.
Yep.
And we obviously knew we were going to do a podcast, and we said, right, well, let's just chat about it on there, and we'll reveal some details.
Yeah.
And is it public knowledge already that this is happening? Or
No.
Awesome, we got an exclusive.
So yeah, I'm developing an app. Well, not me personally. I'm putting my name to an app. Obviously have to put my work in, but at the minute I've got these two great guys from a company called Crankware who are developing this app for me. And yeah, it's a tricky one because you want to develop hype for something, but you don't want to give too much away in case someone else comes.
We're going to do some subtle hints, I think, now.
Yeah.
Let's just slide a few things in.
If I end up saying too much, then I'll just have to beg forgiveness later. And hopefully someone doesn't come along and...
no one listens to this anyway.
Oh, they do. Come on. Yeah, I'm going to have to... After a few days or a week, I'm going to have to come and get the stats off you for the sponsors and
no
stuff.
Problem. I got it.
So yeah. I met... No, let's start. Okay. I did a couple of tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah.
Started pretty generic bunny hop one, which is doing pretty well. It's like nearly 400,000 views on that one. Which is... To be fair, there's lots of bunny hop tutorials out there.
Yeah, but there's not many from... Or there might be from, like the best guys in the world.
There isn't necessarily an official world record for bunny hop, but there's... Like, again, I don't want to sound big-headed. There's not that many people who can go bigger than Danny Duncan and myself.
And you,
we're up there doing... I think some BMXs I've seen potentially have gone bigger than us.
Is this moving?
Yeah, this
or like stand and then hop over?
Well, that's the annoying thing. Guinness World Records have a bunny hop, class as a bunny hop, but they use technically as a side hop. Yeah,
which is about 46 inches?
Yeah, which is insane. That is so high, but it's like saying a pole vault is a high jump.
Yeah.
So, the Guinness World Records is a side hop, not a bunny hop. And
that's true.
I'd love to get that changed. It's completely different techniques.
So you're talking coming at it, bit of speed, and then hopping over.
Yep.
A bar.
A traditional bunny hop.
Yep.
Like pretty much everyone's done or tried.
Mm-hmm.
So Danny Duncan and I can do really high bunny hops, and there are different techniques. Once you start getting over a certain height, you have to change and start doing something else. I had not seen anyone else show these techniques. So yeah, that's what I did. I did this tutorial, showed how to do the extra high bunny hops. And yeah, that's gone down pretty well. People, really positive feedback from people saying that, I was clear, did a good job to explaining it, which I was really pleased to hear.
Did you first go at a tutorial?
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
I don't know whether I picked that up off my dad because he was a further education teacher at Salford College or University. I can't remember. So he taught teachers how to be teachers. So
okay.
Yeah, and my mum's parents were teachers as well. So I don't know whether that's kind of absorbed into me a little bit. But
yeah, maybe.
So I did that tutorial, and I've done a couple more, and on nearly every single vlog and video I do, I'll have at least 1, 2, 3 or multiple comments saying, can you do a tutorial on this? Can you teach us how to do that?
Right.
And, I want to do tutorials. I'd love to teach people how to do this, but I don't like doing it in person. People are like, oh, you should definitely go and do schools.
Right, yeah.
I don't like doing it in person. I've tried it in the past, and I find it actually really hard to explain how to do stuff. I have to watch a video of me doing it, and then I can explain it.
Got you.
I can't, if someone asks me how to do a track stand, it's like, oh no, you just do it. It's like asking someone, explain, how do you walk?
It's really tough to,
but if you
tough to break it down. Yeah.
But if you can see if I watch a video of me doing it, I say, okay, so my weight's doing that at that point. I'm pulling my brake at this point. I'm looking there at that point. I can go through and explain it that way. God, I'm giving everyone away my hints and tips on how to do a tutorial. But yeah, so tutorials.
Yeah.
I want to get tutorials out there.
Yep.
And I want to earn a living.
Mm-hmm.
I have a skill that people want.
Yep.
And I think in a lot of sports worlds, like my girlfriend is into yoga, and it's quite a big thing in the yoga industry. It's almost like it's not frowned upon, but it's like if you ask money for something, it's almost like, oh well.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm kind of,
But people pay for yoga classes.
Yeah.
And they're not.
So
I would say they're cheap.
Essentially, I want to make an app where I can sell tutorials on it. And yeah, it would be cool to do them for free, but
Yeah.
I have a skill and
Exactly,
people want it, and
and if it can accelerate your learning, it's got a value to it.
And I'm 34.
Dude, you shouldn't be ashamed of having, like you said, you've worked so hard to get where you're at, and the amount of time which has gone into honing skills and stuff. I mean, it's years. Like, what is it? 25 years.
20. I think this is my 21st or 22nd year of riding.
Okay, so I was close, really.
Yeah, close.
But it's got a value, and you like you said, you're one of the best guys in the world. So why won't people want to learn off one of the best guys in the world? It's simple as that.
So that's kind of what that's going to be.
That's happening.
That's the ultimate goal.
Right.
I'm going to go and do tutorials.
Awesome.
So hopefully people will be interested enough.
Yeah. Are we allowed to take a name for it? Like any sort of rough dates or?
It's going to have 3 stages for
right.
the app. I'm not going to say the name.
Okay.
Just yet.
That's fine.
Although if they've been listening to the vlogs, they might guess.
Right.
That's a hint. So it's going to be 3 stages. I'm going to roll out a first free version that's just going to consolidate all my social media into one place.
Right.
I'm not going to charge for the app. I'm going to just cool, if you want to come watch my stuff.
I watch the new vlog.
Yeah, and I might do exclusive stuff on there.
Yeah.
Or I might release stuff a day early on there. And there's going to be a stage 2, which I'm going to keep secret for now.
Yep.
And then a stage 3.
Awesome.
And then,
that's cool, man.
And the idea of a stage 1 as well is I'll have a product which I can then go to sponsors and be like, rather than saying, oh, I'm going to do this, it's like, I've done this, this is what it's going to be. Do you want to be involved?
Yeah.
And then, so there's that aspect.
It's amazing,
well.
Man. Really cool. Really,
Cheers.
really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
I am. And I'm going to get it.
Oh,
and I'm
cool.
going to load some money up.
So I've got to give a massive shout out to the Ian and Matt who are developing it.
Yeah.
And they're working full-time developing apps for banks at the minute.
Okay.
This is their first time branching out into the mountain bike world, but that's kind of what they want to start doing. They want the mountain bike world to be their business. So they're starting this. Crankware is their business. So if you're wanting any computer apps developed, go to those guys.
Sick.
And
I'd like a podcast app. I think it'd be pretty cool.
And it was just a complete chance encounter with their mountain bikers, and I bumped into it was Matt, I think, down just at the river, and he was just down there with his this Canyon Sender pimp downhill bike, one of the nicest downhill bikes I've ever seen. I'm like, whoa. So we kind of chatted, and he's like, have you ever thought about developing an app? I was like, yeah, I have actually. And he was like, well, that's what I do. I was like, cool, we should probably talk then.
Shit, dude, things falling into place again.
Yeah, again, I'm not a believer of fate, but it's almost like
sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
They're confident it will be a success, and I am as well.
Yeah,
it's going to be
again you know that you've got a supportive community around what you're doing anyway, which is really cool. Not saying you could do anything and it'll work, but if it's going to be something like what you're saying, it's going to be super cool and engaging and
it's going to be a lot of work.
Yes,
because I need to.
Oh, you need to film all the stuff.
I need to film all the stuff, and I'm not going to give away too much. But the idea with doing it on an app rather than YouTube or a website, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, you can just do it on a website." You can have a lot more control on an app.
Right.
On a website, you can just play. You can play it, pause it, maybe slow it. You can do.
Oh, right.
All kinds of stuff on that.
Zoom in and you
have to wait and see.
That's rad. That's rad.
So that's the reason why we're doing it on an app rather than a website. Just because we can do a lot more. One reason I'm slightly concerned is I experimented with YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube used to. I don't think they do it anymore. My video was like the last one where you can make a video and then charge people to watch it.
Right. Oh, you can't do that anymore?
Don't think so.
Right,
it's like
okay.
my video technically shouldn't have even gone up. So some people could see it and some people couldn't.
Right.
Which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying.
So obviously the new update on YouTube had not rolled out to everyone yet.
Right.
And I sent an email to YouTube. It's like, why can't people see this? And I'm like, how did you even upload that? Like, it just shouldn't have.
Just made it through.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I made. Because go more in depth. Some people have a Patreon donation button.
Yeah.
I was reluctant to have that because I was like, that's a bit too close to begging.
Yeah.
For my liking. Like, you're literally just giving money and you're not. Sure, you're giving content, but you're not actually giving a specific product for that donation. So I was like, okay, I'll try something else. I'll experiment and it'll maybe answer some questions that I've been thinking of as well. So I made a long 40-minute long vlog. It was the longest one I'd made by far. All exclusive content, not seen anywhere else. And I was like, cool, I'm going to charge £1.40 for this. Or was it £1.50? Something like that.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the minimum I could charge.
Okay.
I was like, I'll charge the minimum I can for this, and hopefully, it's value.
Yeah.
I've made this specific thing to ask for some money, and I want to know, will people be willing to pay for something? And
No.
Whoa.
Oh yes.
When I say previously, I've had a mostly positive experience on YouTube, like hardly any negativity. All the negativity was focused on that one. Yeah.
Wow. Shit.
Yeah, that went down like a sack of bricks.
Really?
Yeah. But some of the reactions of people, you wouldn't believe it. You'd think I'd just kicked the gram out of the ground or something.
Wow.
They were like, people, I've been subscribed from the start and that I'm unsubscribing from you now. I'm not watching any more of your videos. It's like, whoa. It's like,
whoa.
They're like, oh, YouTube shouldn't have to pay. YouTube's just for free stuff. It's like, oh.
No.
It's like, well, it's
wow.
like you shouldn't always expect free stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
most stuff on YouTube is free, but
and everyone has a job and stuff. Like, it's just not. It's not free all the time. Like.
And I said in the video, I said in the description, and I tagged a comment at the top saying, "This is a one-off. I'm not doing another paid video on YouTube. This is an experiment. I want to see how successful this is. I want to see if people like this kind of stuff. Videos from now on after this one will still be completely free.
Yeah.
Everything will be back as normal.
Yeah.
And even then, with people like,
wow,
like shame the internet's so bad in here.
Yeah.
I could show you
that's crazy.
Like people threw the toys out of the pram.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disappointing, but
I was shocked.
A good social experiment for you.
Yeah, and it answered a lot of questions. Like, some people were constructive. They're like, cool. They're like, you know what? We wouldn't pay for this for vlog stuff, but we'll pay for merchandise, or we'd pay for tutorials.
Do you do any merch?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That's potentially something to be tied in with the app.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on a slightly side note, I mean, I just did some merch just to help buy some new equipment, hence why this thing's sat here.
Yeah.
So I did a t-shirt and all the profits went to buy new equipment. So this has basically come from thank you to all our cool people who listen who bought t-shirts. So I'd like to do that a little bit more, but this is just one aspect. Like, I need some more stuff, so please buy some more t-shirts. but
that's something I'm gonna go in like.
But it's crazy how some of the other podcasts that I listen to do use Patreon a lot, a lot, and they always say positive things, that there's a bit of a community with the Patreon side of it.
Well, that's
where they're saying, no, you're putting content out. Here's £1 or $1.
That's the thing that made me think that it would be okay on YouTube, in that people pay and ask for money for Patreon videos, and I didn't necessarily want to do a one-off Patreon video.
Right.
If I was going to go for Patreon, I'm going to go and do go in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go and make an entire Patreon account just for a one-off experiment.
Do you upload separately to that? Like, how does Patreon work? Like, do you upload your stuff on there, or is it hidden Is it like...
To answer, I don't even know.
No, I don't know how it works. I always wonder, because I do hear, like, again, a lot of podcasts like, oh, I've done a YouTube video behind the scenes of the episode.
Yeah.
It's on Patreon, and you're like, well, how is it there and it's not on your YouTube? Yeah, I don't understand.
And actually, some of the constructive criticism I got was people saying, oh, this would go down better on Patreon, which is fair enough. And I maybe could have worded stuff. I said I used some like unused footage from vlogs where people like said, we don't want stuff, we don't want like non-vlog worthy stuff. Like, if you've not used this in a standard vlog, why would you charge for it in this one?
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
Yeah.
And some people, I think, said we needed more warning.
Right.
Again, like, cool.
Yeah. Because obviously you will have got some people that are sat there almost like waiting for it.
Yeah.
To come out. Do you release on the same day every week? Or?
Yeah, 5:30 on a Friday.
5:30 on a Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for not knowing that. 5:30 on a Friday. Okay.
So yeah, I think I released this on a Thursday.
Right.
A day early to try and avoid a bit of confusion, but I hadn't posted anything on YouTube to warn people. I think that was my mistake for almost assuming. I think I posted something on Instagram and Facebook, and perhaps that was my ignorance for expecting
everyone to see it. Yeah.
So if
interesting social experiment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dude, it's all a learning curve. The whole thing's learning.
It is, and
you can't all be positive, like you said. It can't.
To the guys who were constructive, thank you very much, and to those who did pay and watch it, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did get some positive.
Right.
Like the people who did watch it, I think they did enjoy it.
Good.
To the guys who gave me abuse, that's a shame.
But now you know the real reason why. Do you think? Yeah, maybe it's good sometimes to have like a long form conversation and be able to explain your side of it. Or did you do it in a YouTube video after?
I did a YouTube video. I did a live YouTube video the day after where people could ask questions. I explained everything, and some people like, okay, I maybe overreacted on the first one, and once I explained it, people, okay, we understand now.
Okay.
And even with I try really hard to respond to the comments. It's getting hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
It's getting hard these days.
Fun.
It may take a while, but I will go back to a video and I will go through the comments.
Yeah.
And I do read every single one.
Wow.
Top tip, if you are wanting replies or any response to any message, don't start a message or anything with just a hi. So yeah, I do go down.
Use Yo. Loves Yo.
I do go down and I do read messages. I love reading the messages.
Really? That's cool, man. That's good. That's something that a lot of people stay clear of as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of it, especially with Instagram, like...
And it's really cool seeing the same names.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's a lot of names. If someone came to me and met me and said, I'm such and such, yeah.
That's cool. I've had that again here, like... obviously, I noticed a lot of Instagram handles and stuff that people direct message you or whatever. Yeah. It's happened a few times here where they've come over and gone, there's a guy over there. He's like, Mark. I'm like, he's like, it's @ _ I'm like, yeah, dude, I remember you. I remember you. He actually looks after his sons, @ little Joshy. So shout out to those guys. They've been awesome this weekend. But yeah, straight away, it's @ little Joshy. I was like, I know you. Sorry.
So true.
Yeah.
So I did actually go through. Sorry, back to the video. Don't mean to cut you off abruptly there.
That's
back to the video. I went and had a look. Even the negative ones, I don't like to give abuse. I tend to always be PC, and like if someone's given me like a big rant, I'll go and I'll explain.
Really?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to.
It's like a full-time job, man. I bet.
Yeah, I on that one video I had to. I probably could have copied and pasted, but everyone kind of had.
Someone had jumped on that though, like you copy and pasting stuff, dude.
I think maybe I copied and pasted one, but I gave everyone an individual response, and some of them, I think, were just they had a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, they were like, "Oh my god, this is different. I don't agree with this," and they went and typed away. And actually, I came back and gave them maybe a well-worded, maybe not. And react, I said, this is why I did this. Right. And they were like, okay, maybe I was like, or they would say, but I don't like this. And I'd be, okay, well, the reason I did that was for this. Yeah. Like, everything I do has a reason. Usually.
Yeah, we try, don't we?
But yeah. So I think a lot of them, once I explained, they calmed down. Some people just didn't. And some people were just like, I'm unsubscribing. I was like, cool, I'll see you later then. So,
filtering them out, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to have a bit of a clear out.
So yeah, that was an interesting experiment.
Yeah, it sounds like it was definitely interesting.
Yeah. So
the good thing is though, especially with, like you said, when you've had certain like battles and stuff over the years, like it's probably a good thing to do it. Yeah. Can't all be roses, can it? Like,
no.
Sometimes you gotta get a few like negative comments, and you're like, no, I'm all right with that. Like, I'll let it slide once or twice.
Oh yeah, I think
we've got one negative iTunes review.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What?
I don't know why. I don't know. But some guy was just like, tried listening, it's shit. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
It's funny how people will take the time to say that as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, what? And I looked, and he's like, only ever written one review ever on iTunes. I was like, oh, I feel kind of privileged, man. You must really hate this thing.
It was funny. I had this one guy who posted multiple comments saying, like, a part I'm running, that part's crap. It's rubbish. They break all the time. And he'll post multiple comments.
Right.
And everyone is like, oh, well, you know what, I actually quite like it.
Yeah.
Or I'll say, oh, you know, yeah, I run it for this reason. I gave him. I didn't delete the comments. It wasn't sarcastic. I gave back, and then he posted one comment saying, okay, fair enough then. It was like cool.
Some people just want a response sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're at that stage in your career where people probably just want to get a response out of you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that's how you should look at it sometimes. People just want to. People want to know you care.
Yeah. But yeah, I always try to post like an actual answer. I won't go off on a rant. Certainly not on YouTube. No. Maybe other places.
Funny.
Yeah.
So, right. Should we do some listener questions?
You got any?
Of course we have. We've been going for a while, bro.
Yeah, actually, should I turn the light on?
It's getting dark in here, isn't it? I don't know how the light comes on this thing. Oh yeah. There we go. Wow. 2 hours.
Is that 2 hours? Yeah. And would you put the whole thing on there?
The whole thing's going on, mate, yeah.
Speaking of like comments and stuff before we go into...
Yeah.
Like, I left school
when
I was young, before I did any GCSEs or anything like that. And I went to a place for expelled kids.
Right.
And, yeah, rough.
Really?
Yeah, rough doesn't cover it. These guys were next level. And they would try and get at me. And I was a super shy kid.
Yeah.
And they would do anything they could to get a and I would never
skin off water off a duck's back.
Yeah, I wouldn't react to it. I didn't care.
Right.
I was like, I don't care about their opinion. Their opinion has no meaning to me at all.
So that's helped you think as you've
come
forward in your career and stuff like
It's being put into a situation where you've got like really horrible people being really horrible to you and not caring is a great way to not care about any like negative stuff in the future.
For sure. I think it's something that you learn as you grow up as well. I think it must be horrible for kids these days, man, with social media.
I think
I'm so thankful that we didn't grow up in this now, like when everyone's tweeting, and I sound really old there, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, it must be horrible. I mean, you know, you drive past the school now and all the kids are on the phone. It's like.
But the plus point is, when I started, the way you make a living is you go and you get DVDs on. You go VHS.
Yeah.
You go. That's the sponsored riders on a VHS or in the magazines. That's the way I grew up thinking I had to. Or that's how you became a pro rider. All that got flipped in its head.
Totally.
So the way I grew up knowing that's how you get sponsored, I had to forget all that and start again.
Yeah. That's true. That's fair. That's true. Yeah. It's I'm struggling to open any of these listener questions up, man, because the Wi-Fi is terrible. The 3G even doesn't work, or 4G or anything.
Disaster.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? Do you want to try yours? See if we can get them.
I'm trying mine.
We'll find them. Quite a few people submitted questions, but I was up on the hill before, and I'm like, I should open it and screenshot them, so I've got them, but it didn't happen.
I'll tell you where I do get 4G in here.
Yeah.
Right at the back.
Really? So I nip at the back. You have to riff to the thing for a bit on your own.
I'll do some singing.
Yeah, do some singing.
I won't put them through that punishment.
Yeah, we'll get them.
I climb on the bed, go right to the back. Yeah. Oh, if you guys could see this now.
Super fans, I'm on his bed.
Anything?
Yeah, we're getting something. There's something coming through.
It's working.
Ton of messages. Crazy. That actually worked, mate.
Awesome.
That actually worked. All right, so let me get back in my captain's chair. Oh, okay. First one. Rory Sutcliffe.
Yes, yeah.
How's the camper? Have you named it?
Well, Rory is a local rider to Glasgow. I've ridden with him quite a lot, so he replies to all my videos. He's a really cool guy, good rider as well.
Posts a lot of comments too.
He does, yeah. Yeah. So I was like, how am I liking the camper? Have I named it? I actually don't name. I'm not a vehicle or bike namer.
Are you not?
No.
Me either, mate, to be honest with you.
I've never really understood that.
Oh, my girlfriend does. She names bloody everything. We've
Really?
got cups that are named in our house, mate. Yeah. We've got knife and forks and stuff that are named, mate.
It's an inanimate object. It's like, no, it's
just a camper.
Yeah.
Cool though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super
loving
sick.
It. Like,
shout out. Who is it?
Sunlight camper van.
Sick. Nice camper van.
Absolutely amazing.
Mobile
massive
podcast studio.
It's actually, you were saying something brought tears to your eyes earlier. It's almost like something
really
to me as well. Just having such a big company like that put their trust in me.
That's amazing.
To do a good job.
Yeah.
That was almost like that's like the next level in like to me.
Yeah.
The proof that the vlogs are doing something like, and I'm doing something. It's like to have that kind of.
It's amazing.
Like
yeah,
validity to it.
Looks like, cool, man. It's cool on the outside. It's got the names on it. It's cool, man. I'm into it.
And big up to Loudham's Leisure for actually being the place that gave me the camper van.
Right.
Flew down there, picked it up. Good guys. I'm going to be doing a video of a walkthrough in this very soon.
Really?
So everyone will be able to check it out then.
Check it out. That's cool. That's beautiful. Next one. It's a good question actually. At Orla Cool 16 on Instabanger. If you could have any other job that's not bike related, what would it be?
Well, my only qualifications are art based. I would like to maybe something graphic designer or I don't have any tattoos, but I actually really love tattoo stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Some on the cards then or not?
No.
No.
I don't.
I've got some bad tattoos, man.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's so the finger moustache.
Finger moustache is not good.
I think if I ever did have a tattoo, I would have to design it. I would be gutted if I ever got a tattoo and then I met or saw someone else that had the same one.
Yeah.
I'd be gutted. Yeah. If my mum is listening, who says she would disown me if I had a tattoo, no, I'm not ever getting a tattoo. But no. No, it's like, to be honest with you, it is, to me, it feels like such a big decision to ever have a tattoo.
Yeah, it is big.
I'd probably end up, if I ever did want to get a tattoo, I'd probably end up waiting the rest of my life.
I had a 3-month rule. So if I want it, wait 3 months. If you still want it, I got it. Like, I got quite a few, but nothing crazy, but all stuff that's like super meaningful, all in different parts of the world.
Yeah, man. I've heard a few people have a similar thing. Yeah. Like sit on it and see if you still
definitely.
want it.
I have a poem on my side of my body, which is really meaningful. I don't know if you remember, man. I can't remember. The poem's called "Find Your Love." Do you remember back in the day in old MBUKs there was a Howie's advert, and it was a guy jumping over a bench. I'm sure it was on a trials bike, and it had a poem on it. And I remember getting that when I was a kid. Got that issue of it was in MBUK.
Yeah.
And I've loved it ever since. So I had it tattooed on me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not here to talk about me. Jesus, bad tattoo decisions.
To answer the question, probably working something to do with art.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very good.
If I could up my skills a little bit.
At Bren_Nobles.
Oh, he's a multi-commenter.
Is he?
Yeah.
God, you got some good fans, dude. What's your best advice when you're making an edit?
Be patient. If you're actually making an edit rather than a vlog, be strict. Like, if I'm making an edit, I'm super strict. I'll see a line and I'll give myself a correction hop limit.
Right.
So I'll be like, right, I think I can do this whole line in 2 hops or less. And if I go up, and even if I've done the first bit really nice, if I do more than 2 hops, I'll start again. And I think you need to be, if you want to get your best riding, you need to be strict.
Right.
And don't be scared to leave stuff on the cutting room floor. Like, you have to, especially if you've got a song you want to work with, if you need to cut stuff, if you've got a really good clip you're really happy with, but it doesn't fit, cut it.
Right.
Cut it. Get rid of it.
Right.
Like, be brutal.
Be brutal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had, like, my vlogs are long because
Yeah.
I find it really hard to be brutal. I do what I say, not what I do. But I've still had to cut some really good clips.
Really?
I'm like, I like that clip, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't fit.
Right.
Get rid of it.
So do you have music on some of your videos?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And
struggle with getting rights or not?
Yeah. Again, if you're doing an edit, this day and age, you have to be legit. Yeah, don't just use a song.
Yeah.
Because best case scenario, any money from that will go to the artist. Yeah. Which if you're wanting a video out there, and you're not worried about money, great. Worst case scenario, it will get taken down, or they'll just take the song off.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
That
really sucks.
Yeah.
I use a site called Epidemic Sound.
Right.
I pay £10 a month.
Yeah.
And you can use their entire library.
Oh, that's
unlimited.
Cool. Right, that's good
number
actually.
Of songs.
Yeah. I really struggled with it with this thing.
Yeah.
At the start, I've done some brutal ones, don't mind. I've had Linkin Park on the start and all sorts. I'm like, I'm just gonna play it. But yeah, you got to be careful.
So going to a site like Epidemic Sound, there are other ones as well. You know it's legit, and they say you can use this for anything. And even if you unsubscribe, as long as you use that song while you're subscribed, it will stay forever.
You're good. That's cool.
You're good forever, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that is good. That's a good tip. That's a good tip.
Yeah, like that's where being able to have a bit of a budget. Like Danny can use Spotify quite a lot of the time to go and look at his songs,
right?
And then he'll get a budget, and often he can use a song like, which makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah, he didn't do it with the first one, did it? His Band of Horses.
Yeah, and that almost came back to bite him. I think some lawyers came involved in that.
He did sort of say. Yeah, in the end it all worked out sweet, and they invited him out to some shows and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, man, yeah.
That's had a lot of views, obviously. Next one. This is random. At Euro 2009. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Do you think it's the last time at Fort William for a World Cup?
He's potentially the second person I've heard say that.
Yeah, I've heard it as well.
I don't know if these are legit rumours or if it's actually something that's going around, but I honestly have no idea.
Me either.
I hope not.
No.
I'd like them to use a different track, if I'm honest. That track has been around for a while, and it is really cool. I love going up. The atmosphere is great, but I'm probably going to get some flack for this. I don't find that track particularly exciting to watch.
Yes, I'm torn, if I'm honest. I think, the track, it's been the same for a long time. And I think for the sport in the UK, it's just a long way for everyone. Yeah. For most people, it's a long way. If we could get somewhere a little more central, I think that would be awesome.
No, keep it in Scotland.
Oh, I don't know.
Close to
it's
me.
all right for you. Yeah, you're Glasgow. Everyone's like, get to Glasgow. It's easy from there. Yeah. But you're at Glasgow, man.
Yeah, it's 2 hours up the
2
road.
hours, man. It's even for me, it's 7, and I'm in the middle of the country. So people from London, like where a lot of the money is and stuff, aren't going to travel that long. But
no mountains or chairlifts.
No, I know, but I don't know.
If it is the last one
Wales
up there,
would be good.
Wales would be a good show.
Yeah, it's just finding. Obviously, you've got to have the infrastructure to be able to pull it off and space and all that sort of stuff. But
I would love it to stay in Scotland and Fort William. I would just like them to use a more natural track.
Change it up a little bit.
Which can be hard up on the moorlands. It's marshy and stuff. Like I actually really like all the rest of the World Cups are really cool. Like they're in really steep forests.
Yeah,
they're pretty exciting. Like even Leogang, where it's had a lot of abuse for being bike parky. The wood sections, I think, look awesome.
Gnarly, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird though. This rumour's been flying around. I don't know if there's any truth to it at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think someone started a rumour and it's just like snowballed.
Yeah, I hope we're not stoking a fire.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I hope not as well. At Live for Celtic, sorry. Is it challenging on your body riding so often and doing such insane tricks?
Yes and no. I get a really sore upper neck and shoulders.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that any reason, do you think?
I think I'm just tensed.
Tensed up?
Yeah, and...
Weren't you doing some of that stuff on your Instagram Live recently? On your Instagram talking about going to the...
Yeah.
Getting your neck and back sorted?
So I oh, I need to big up my girlfriend as well. She is a massage therapist.
Right.
Which is brilliant.
Dude, you're living the dream, man.
Oh, she's great. She's like a nutritionist. And,
oh, really?
Yeah,
right.
she's got more qualifications than I've got fingers. Like she's insane. So, big up Jane there.
Yeah.
Other than vlogs, like, she's been the best thing.
Really?
Yeah, for what's ever happened to me. So the place she works, Glasgow Treatment Rooms, big up them.
There you go.
The osteopath, Daniel, cool guy, slightly eccentric, cool guy. He's been doing a lot of work on my forearms,
right?
Because I get really bad arm pump. A lot of people have been watching my vlogs or have seen I get bad arm pump. Yeah, insane. So I don't think I've got much flexibility. That's as far as I can move. I don't have any flexibility in my wrist. So he's trying to work my wrists, get those more flexible. He's going to be working my upper neck and shoulders, which I'm hoping will help. I've gone away from using a rucksack on mountain bikes to a hip back to try and take things off my shoulders.
Cool.
But yeah, riding trials, generally, no. I've been doing it for 21 years and I feel pretty fit and healthy. I think a lot of people might get bad backs and stuff, but I touched on wood, I've been fairly good with it so far. I need to do it more. I don't like going to the gym.
Yeah,
I don't like it, but I kind of feel, I'm not 17 anymore. I need to go and not necessarily go to the gym to train to get faster or stronger, but to save myself from the riding.
Yeah.
Because when you ride a bike, your body gets so attuned to it, your body starts to change.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
If you don't
fix it.
if you don't fix that, you'll end up like I've got a hunch from riding trials. But
right.
If you don't fix it, you end up with a super hunch, and you need to protect yourself from the riding.
Yeah. It's there's a term for it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's like preparation for it. I can't remember what the term is.
I don't know it.
Yeah, you got to do the work first, and you know what I mean. Yeah, get your body ready for it, sort of thing. What else we got? All right, this is a good one. At Mr. Andy Goss, how do you stay motivated to record, edit, upload almost every day? Bonus question: what do you do for downtime away from bikes?
I recognise that name. What keeps me motivated for editing? The viewers do.
Good. Yeah.
Definitely do. Like I said, my goal was to do a year, and I think, without those guys asking for more, I may have stopped by now.
Really?
So I feel really. I've missed 1 week. I think there was 1 week where I said, you know what, guys, things haven't gone to plan. I can't get a video out this week. Everyone was fantastic. They were like, no worries, Ali, you've done a video for every week. And I felt really sad.
Right.
I was like, I've let these guys down. Even though they were totally understanding and amazing, I felt like I'd betrayed them. So,
wow.
Yeah, I was like, I do it for myself. I enjoy the vlogging. I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy showing the lifestyle. So it's not just them, but doing it for them is a big part of it as well.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool, and it's like you say, it's nice when you start seeing it grow and stuff like that. And I've had a similar thing where I got to a point a while ago where obviously the podcast is very much a hobby. It's not a financial thing at all, but like the other side of Hook It will just take over. And I'm busy with the distribution side of Hook It, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I booked no guests in. So I send it. I've got like a bunch of people that are sort of on the back burner every now and again, and I'm like, and then sometimes I'll just fall through, and I'm like, look, sorry, I forgot to book anybody. This is for the last. I try and be like bi-weekly, so I give myself a bit of leniency. Yeah. Every now and again, I do like a bunch, but I've definitely felt that before where you've had a few messages, not loads, but when's the next episode out? I'm like, I'm gonna work, and I'm bored. I'm like,
I've had some even where the upload, like my internet connection at home is crap.
Is it?
Oh my god, it's so to upload a video. I don't think even with a shorter one takes less than 2 hours.
Wow.
Wow. Whereas
get Danny to upgrade the old Wi-Fi. What the hell? He's doing all right.
So I remember a few times I've been late editing, then late uploading, and it's been late on, and people have been, oh, where's the video? It's like they're like, oh,
it's come in.
Yeah,
it's just
like in the nicest possible way. They've just been like, oh, we've been looking.
Do you always
forward
cut
to
it fine then with like your 5:30 upload, or is it usually scheduled to go out at 5:30?
Normally, I will make the video.
Yeah.
And it'll either be a day, sometimes even a week in advance.
Right.
And I'll schedule it.
Wow. Good time management, man. Good time management.
Yeah, it is. Off like I've been slacking recently, and I've literally just been uploading it and it's been uploaded like an hour before.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes it doesn't always go to plan. So yeah, I'll upload it in advance, then schedule it.
Okay.
And then wherever
chill.
Yeah, exactly. Wherever I'm, then I need to just make sure at 5:30 on a Friday, I've got internet, so I can go and put it on my Instagram, a little like teaser video or whatever, or go on Facebook and stuff like that. So I just need to make sure at 5:30 on a Friday I have the internet.
Sweet. It's easy enough, isn't it? R5 Friday. You should be chilling on R5 on Friday. Usually down the pub.
On this week's gone, Friday's just gone.
Yeah.
I was driving here.
Right.
So I had to pull over at some services.
Yeah.
And do it then.
Okay. That's all right. Yeah, I like that. Again, it's really similar. Like I try and do guest reveals at 7 on a Sunday, and sometimes I'm like, I just can't physically do it. Like driving home from Fort William.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no internet, can't do it. It doesn't really matter. Let's be honest with you, but not for me. But yeah, I know that feeling. Been like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Get into services, or
it can be frustrating.
Maybe doing it on your phone while you're driving sometimes.
But at least with a scheduled video, I know that video's going out. It's just whether or not I can promote it as much.
Yeah, get the hype behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, usually an hour or so either way. It's all right. People will wait.
Yeah.
So what about downtime, dude? That's the last one. Like, what do you do to chill?
Well, it used to be PlayStation.
Right.
These days, I do get chill time. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right.
I do watch a lot of YouTube.
Podcasting? Do you like podcasts?
When I'm driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there what do you recommend? Is there anything you always listen to?
Well, when I first found yours, that was awesome.
Dude, thanks. That's really nice. I wasn't fishing for a compliment there. I just wondered anything else. But
Sure.
Obviously, yeah.
So yeah, obviously yours was cool. I listened to the Vital mountain bikes.
Yeah, it's good. Shout out Sperma.
Yeah, and I completely forgotten his name now. It's like probably the biggest podcast guy in the world. What's his name?
Joe Rogan.
No, not. I actually haven't listened to any Joe Rogan ones.
Come on, dude. Gotta get on that hype.
He's Tim Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss is good. Some of those are really good. Yeah.
So I listened to Tim Ferriss quite a bit. Audiobooks. I've listened to a few audiobooks.
Yeah.
And I think that's.
It's important when you're traveling. For me, it's a go-to. I mean, I've said it a million times, obviously, but I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, I heard
how
something.
much you drive.
Oh, I drive a lot, but I heard a thing ages ago which was be mindful, not mindless. So when you are driving, you got a bit of dead space. Like fill it with something positive and learn something.
That's a good quote.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? And I always think, even if it's like, and this is a bit hippy dippy, right? But like even when you just start traffic lights, just have a minute, just look around, like taking something in. Don't just be like, in your own head, mindless.
Yeah.
It's good to quote.
So yeah, those podcasts.
So no other not like hobbies, but other than biking, you're not.
Well, I used to draw. I used to draw.
Right.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Did a bit of painting. No, I've never been like a big football fan. I don't like team sports very much.
Okay.
I don't particularly know why. I don't hate them. I just don't really have that much interest.
Fair enough. Right.
It's like the World Cup's obviously starting.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Sorry to any football fan listening, but I really couldn't care less if I don't see a load of overpaid people kicking a bag of wind around.
I'm a bit of a bike geek. I like to tinker on my bike, experiment with stuff. If I think I can make my bike better in any way, I'll go to great lengths and great mess.
I find that super interesting that especially some of the guests that have been on here that, again, like Danny's a good example actually, is an actual mountain bike fan.
Yeah.
Even though like he is at the upper echelon, and yourself, like top end of the sport, they're still like huge fans of it, and like they watch races and edits and podcasts, and it's like,
if I'm pink bike and you.
You in? Yeah, really. You like that? You're on it.
It's like when it's like Eurobike bike tech.
It's
like I love it. I love bike.
Really?
I think that goes back to the very first when my brother got that very first Trek. It was like bike tech. I was like, this technology. It's brilliant. And I still have that. I love bike tech.
Sick.
I get excited about the most mundane things. And I'll experiment on my bike, and some things work, some things don't.
Right.
Like mostly they don't. Like I've made rims before.
Really?
Like, well, not made. Back in the day, the Trials comp rims, they would be quite wide, like 47mm wide rims, and they used to be made from such crap aluminium. They're just dent. Or we used to angle grind our rims to get them rougher so the brakes worked better.
Yeah, yeah.
And the texture would just go away really quickly. So I was like, well, Mavic rims, they're really tough. They make really strong. So I was like, if I get 2 Mavic rims and get them welded together, that should be really good. So yeah, I got 2 Mavic rims, got them welded together, and it was crap.
Was it?
Yeah, it was awful. I don't know whether it was because the cross-country rims use a different grade aluminium to save weight, or the fact they did a full weld around the whole thing, which probably heated it up like crazy and softened. It was straight, but the heat probably just completely transformed the properties of aluminium and softened it like mad. So yeah, it was crap. It's a great expense.
Yeah, you don't need to do it. Tried and tested.
Yeah, it was.
You should do more vlogs like that, man. Just trying random shit.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
I'd be bankrupt in no time.
To get some mega views.
On the flip side, the tensioner I've got on my bike is a homemade one.
Right.
And it's the best thing I've ever made.
Really?
It's just a sheet of titanium.
Nice.
It costs, the sheet of titanium costs like £4 off eBay.
Yeah.
A bit of heat moldable rubber on the end. Plastic. It's essentially just a leaf spring.
Right.
It just presses down my chain. It's impossible to bend it or hit it. It weighs like 10 grams.
Awesome.
I've had actually quite a lot of interest in that. People at Sea Otter brands taking pictures of it and stuff.
Really?
The owner of Continental loved it.
Right.
It was like, he took a picture. He was like, I've got a business idea or something. It's like, people have been saying,
waiting for that email coming through.
Well, that's the thing. People have been, you should paint it and sell that. It's like, no. It's like the amount of effort it would take to paint it, make a business around it, sell it to the 10 people who would want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if people want to make one of those, fill your boots.
Funny. Well, it's been a blast, dude.
Yeah, it has.
Sat here for a while.
Yeah.
Haven't we?
What's the longest podcast you've done so far?
I don't know, man. I think we're close. I can't see what this says, but I think this is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think this is up there.
So, if you guys are
Time flies when you sat together, though.
Yeah.
I've noticed that, really does.
If you guys are still listening to this, fair play. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Actually, this happened when I did some live YouTube videos.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to do a live YouTube video at this BMX jam at Unit 23. I was like, it's going to do 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's like an hour later. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. That just got carried away.
This is how it should be, though, man. This is for me. This is where I want to be. Just start chilling.
Yeah,
chatting.
this is awesome. It's face to face. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gutted. I could go on for another 2 hours.
We'll do another one.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
even.
the beauty of it. We'll do another one.
There's so much stuff I haven't talked about.
We'll do another one. It's no problem. Just give it a month or two. We'll do another.
Yeah.
We'll do a part 2.
Do you guys want another one? Oh, there's me looking at the tape recorders.
Do you want another one?
As if they're actually conceiving.
Sick, dude. All right. Any shout outs? Anything? Any sponsors or what sort of stuff?
Be here for another 2 hours.
Really?
But a massive shout out to, the original guys back in the day.
The OGs.
To my family, brother and sister. My sister came on a trip with me to France for one of my first holidays away.
Right. Cool.
Chaperoned me. That was great. To my brother for inspiring the whole cycling thing. To my parents for putting up with me. Oh my word. Yeah. Patience of saints. I owe them a lot. They helped me with equipment. They drove me to events, stood on windy, rainy hillsides while I went off and did my thing.
Wow.
Put up with me while I stole brake cables off their bikes because my bike broke. And I didn't replace them. So yeah, massive thanks to my parents. Big thanks to Mark Westlake for being a good friend. He's getting married.
Awesome.
In August, which was actually a big shock to me. Yeah.
Why?
He was just single for so long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations to him. He filmed a lot of stuff for me, took a lot of photos, went on a lot of trips, so he was a big help in just getting me out riding.
Cool.
Danny Duncan, Fabio Wibner.
I'd like to get Fabio.
Oh, I was going to recommend Fabio.
Fabio.
Man, he's got some stories.
Yeah.
Dave Mack, Henry Jackson from Drop and Roll, all those guys, really cool to travel with. Again, putting up with my crap and my weirdness at times. Everyone else in the flat, so Miles, Paul, John, Natalie, you guys are cool.
Geez.
All massive, of course, massive thanks to everyone who watches my videos.
Yeah.
And comments and helps me, like, spur me along and give me all the lovely messages.
Awesome.
You guys rock.
Sick. And
massive thanks to Inspired.
Yep.
Supplying me the bikes. Sponsors to Drop and Roll like Conti, Magura, Muckoff, Lazine, GoPro 510 for hooking up our bikes with some the best gear and kit.
Yeah.
And massive thanks to Sunlight Campers, Motorhomes
for providing today's studio.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, this thing to take to events.
It's rad.
Like,
huge help, eh?
A huge help. Having a motor, I'm going to be so devastated when I have to give this thing back.
Do you often sleep in this instead of the flat?
No, I haven't yet. But I often,
quiet.
I often come down and just sit in here to chill.
Yeah.
I use this as my office.
Yeah, I would if I was you.
Because at the minute in my flat, I edit all my videos in my tiny little room.
Right.
Lying on my bed with my laptop on my tummy. Every single video I've done, that's how it's been edited.
Right.
On my tummy, on my bed.
Nice.
Which isn't ideal.
No, it's bad for you.
So in here, I've got my desk. It's great. So I will come out and just chill. I actually just come every time I step in here.
Zen zone.
It's totally zen.
Wow.
I just feel just really content.
Yeah.
Being in here.
It's literally like having a little extension on your house.
It
right?
is.
Like, it's really cool.
Just the
home away from home. And
just the contentness I get in here is brilliant.
That's
and obviously going away to events like Fort William and the British Enduro Champs, just having somewhere where I can sleep well, have a shower, cook food. Oh my God, I can cook food. Like the oven in our flat hasn't worked for ages. So
everyone use this?
I've got an oven. And the fuel gauge works. Like the fuel gauge in my van hasn't worked for over a year. So, yeah. Just having this as a hub is unreal.
It's cool. Real cool. So, respect.
It's cool. So massive, like Sunlight Campers. Yeah, get involved.
Get involved, people.
Yeah.
Sick.
Cool,
blast, man.
Is that a wrap?
It's a wrap.
Awesome. That was
easy.
I enjoyed that. That was cool.
Flew past it.
It did.
Let me stop this thing.
And there we have it, friends. Episode number 52 with Ali C is in the bag. Thanks again for stopping by and checking out the episode. If you have enjoyed it, please head over to iTunes and leave us a review. Don't forget to give Ali a follow and leave him a comment to say you listened to the episode and whether you enjoyed it or not. Maybe you want to have an episode 2 of me and Ali. Let us know in the comments again. It'd be good to hear from you guys. And that's a wrap. Keep an eye out on this channel for more behind the scenes of Crankworks coming soon. Catch you soon, guys. Have a great week.